Okay, so let's go have a look at your ads manager. So let's go back to the campaign level. Do you know how to do like remote access?
Yeah.
What do I click on?
I think it's either at the top or somewhere in the options. It says request control or something. I can't,
Uh, Record, caption, doc, new live
maybe
stream,
in the host tools.
app, can start Cloud host only, has,
Usually I see it up at the top of the screen, of the Zoom screen somewhere.
so I see, suspend, request, record at computer, record, computer, share, new chat, React, chat, participants, video, video settings, audio. Okay, so I'm just gonna try this really quick, and then if not, we'll just keep going. So setting, meeting, so mute, stop, switch camera, view. That's okay. Okay, so campaign level. Which one are we? Which I want to see the original one.
Okay, so this is the very first subversive campaign I ran.
Okay, can you put a check mark next to it on the left?
Yep.
Okay, go and click on ad sets. And then filter by max. Okay. So scroll to where I can see the ad spend.
Well, this is the amount spent right there,
Okay.
2,300.
Okay. So the I would assume submersive ad set, that's the what's the difference between submersive ad set 2, ad set 3?
Was just I was like Subversive Ad Set One was the original. It did so well.
Uh-huh.
Two would have been duplicating it and starting, probably there in July.
Uh-huh.
And then the third one probably would have been my early attempts at trying it here in
I see.
August or maybe late July again.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead and click on put a check mark next to submersive ad set. And then let's click on the ads level. Yep. Let's click on edit. And then just slowly scroll down so I just kind of see what you got going on here. Manual, da da da. We got these, optimize career for each person. Okay, keep scrolling. Okay. Okay, so basically what you did is you had this campaign, this ad set, you were running it, and then you tried to duplicate it in which month again?
Probably would have been in June.
June when things started slowing down. So June, which okay, where things really crept up, and then you duplicate it, and then eventually, so you duplicated it. So here's what I'm thinking happened. Things were going good. You duplicate in June. June ad set 2 is the one that has like 800 bucks spent. It's not doing well, and then you shut it off, and then you just say, hey, screw it. I'm gonna come back to this in July. So
Probably something like that. Or maybe two and three would be July. Maybe the first one ran all the way into June and started dying. And
okay,
then Subversive two and three would have been July and August where I was trying to come back to it.
okay, cool. So let's go and click. Let's close out of this, and then let's click on campaigns again. So actually, just being sure. So go actually select submersive campaign again, and then click on ad sets. And so just to be sure, the difference between submersive ad set 2, ad set 3, is there any difference? Is there any difference at all? Like, did you go
Not
into
in
the
the,
ad
no,
set
not in
setting?
the ad sets. Now, maybe in the ads there would have been, but not in the ad sets.
So go and click on submersive ad set 2, put a check mark next to that, and then click on ad, yep, at the ad level. And so, obviously you're going to know more than I am. As you scroll through this, is there anything different here?
Just the images. I
The
didn't
images are
change
different.
the text. Maybe very little approving on changed on the text. But for
Okay.
the most part, I felt like those probably never were the issue. I was just changing the images.
Okay. So let's go and close out of that. Um, And then let's click back on, so ad sets, just really quick one more time. And then ad set three, it seems like you create it, but you didn't really spend any money on it.
No, to be honest with you, I don't know what happened. It may have errored.
Okay.
I can't remember, to be honest with you. Maybe I started it and I thought, nah, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to campaigns. Let's go and select. So I'm guessing you have a new submersive campaign 2.0. Yep. Um, the the campaign that says MedSpot leads acquisition, is that like I'm guessing that's like the
That's the
OG campaign.
OG. Yeah, that's the original.
Okay, that's the OG with the original counter page and thank you page, all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's go and select click on ad, yeah, no, go and select that. And then click on ad set tab. Yep. And let's click on edit. And as you scroll through this, is there anything that you've done different here?
No, this would have been another duplicate. That
Okay.
may be what happened with, I think that is what happened as I'm thinking back. The one that was Subversive 3, I just changed it. I meant to put it in a new, I thought I'm going to start a new campaign, and that's what I did.
Wait, say that one more time. Sorry, I missed it.
So when I duplicated that ad set and went to Subversive ad set 3.0,
Yeah.
I think what I did was I was like, let me just try a fresh campaign.
Okay.
And I just started it from the top there. So this is the same, this is basically 3.0, but yeah.
I see. I see. So it's the 3.0 ad set, which has different it has the ad level slightly different.
The only thing I did, no, yeah, the ad is I just went with one image this time. I didn't do the dynamic thing. I
Okay.
went back to the old school and just
Okay.
put in one text, one image.
So let's go and click on act. Let's close out of this. Let's see. Let's go ahead and so there's go ahead and select that again. Submersive ad campaign two, and then click on the ad set level. And so let's look at the numbers. So you spent 339, 95 link clicks. Um, you got two book calls. Yeah or no?
Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not ideal, right? Like if we look at your numbers, what were your numbers? Go, do you have your Excel pulled up real quick? Can you pull up your Excel real quick? So what did we get back in so May we got 91 bucks, which is where things really kicked off. June, eh. July things are still good. Um, July things are good because we duplicated, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
and then it eventually started to peter out.
Okay. And so we're looking at 91 bucks. We're looking at 81 bucks. And then now in August, it shouldn't be $300 for book call, right? Because you should have like two, right?
No,
According to the
I
ad
only had
pages.
the one booking in August so far.
Okay. So if we go back to ads manager, it says two. So
That wouldn't be for August. That's just that I didn't run this in August. This would have only been July.
okay. I see.
Subversive. So when I went into August, I started this campaign.
Okay. All right. So first things first. Here is so first things first, I would not recommend creating campaigns. Do like so you know how like your job is to like increase the amount of data that your pixel gets to make it better and better. I think I may have told you this before. The campaign is the same way. So I have a campaign that I started in 2019. I'm still running that until this day. And I only create another campaign when I absolutely had to because Facebook forced me because it doesn't do conversion campaigns anymore. So if I were you, I would not be going. The only time you want to go to a different type of campaign, in my opinion, is if you're using like a completely different funnel ad angle. So for example, when you had your med spa lead acquisition, Jeremy down here, because you went to a brand new type of ad offer angle, that makes sense to go into a new campaign. For me personally, if it was me, I still would have tested within that campaign first and seen if it could just work. And if it doesn't work, then I would have created a brand new campaign.
Remember what I did there. Yeah, I kept everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So your mindset probably was like, okay, whatever issues you ran into, I'm like, I'm gonna create something new. You create a brand new worked out. So the first thing I would like to do is, as silly as it's going to sound, is just turn back on the original submersive campaign and turn on the original ad set and turn on the original ad. And the reason for that is, in my experience, like I have had this in the past, right? I ran something, uh yep, and that's it. And then like turn off everything else. Or turn off like if you have other ad sets, campaigns or whatever, like turn those off.
The only thing I know, and as we were looking at it, it looks like I had made, maybe not on purpose because I wouldn't have done this, but these pictures, these ads are not my original
So
ads.
I want you to turn off everything that is not your original. And I want you to only turn on what is the original, the stuff that was actually working.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of these because these are not what was here.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Before you move forward. Okay, so so submersive campaigns are new stuff. Submersive ad set is the original ad set, and then submersive ads is so basically you took the winning ad set and the winning ad and you tweaked it up after it stopped working.
Well, if I remember correctly, I went in and I thought I had duplicated the ad and I did not. And I was actually working in the original ad. And I took out all my original images that had worked so well. And, of course, when I put them back in and turned it back on, it didn't work again. So then I thought, well, I'm just going to put in some different ads, see if
I see.
that'll work, different images.
Okay.
So, like the the OG things are not there anymore.
So then you probably understand what I'm trying to do here, which is it sounds like you try to do the same thing, which is the reason I'm bringing this up is back in 2000, summer of 2024, I created a bunch of ad sets, ads for a different offer, and one campaign, one ad set, one ad really crushed it. No
Yeah.
matter how many ads I created within that ad set, the original ad just crushed it. And then fast forward a year later, I turn it back on. I turn on and so like basically the results were it was starting to get more and more expensive. And what I'm saying is in 2025 summer, I turned that back on and it miraculously same results as before. So it's kind of like it just allows the body to cool down and rest and recover. That's the idea behind what I'm suggesting to do.
Okay.
I'm just trying to turn everything back on. Maybe it's had some time to cool off, 1, 2 months, and maybe we'll be able to kind of get back those initial results. That's the logic behind what I'm trying to do here.
Those are the original images. So this is the way it was when I first used it.
Okay, what about the text and all that stuff?
All exactly, nothing has changed.
Okay, perfect. So I don't, I don't know what the results are going to be simply because we're not like we have made some tweaks to it, right? So it's not the exact same thing, but I think it's worth giving it a shot.
Okay. So we'll let that go. And I know the other guys are here and you and I've already been going a while. So
Oh, it's okay. We can delve we can wrap up in terms of delving a little bit deeper into your clients.
yeah,
'Cause I
that's
do,
where, so I
what
have two or three.
before
Do you want my theories or do you just want to look at them?
okay, so well actually really quick just on this, just so you have a game plan. So let's see what happens over the next few days. If you're getting book calls, Jeremy, I would say, $80, $90 is like heyday stuff. If it's creeped up to like 130, honestly, it's okay. It's honestly okay.
Okay.
That's just the name of the game. It's just okay. That is the name of the game, and that's okay. So long as we're not doing like $200, you're okay.
Okay.
Right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is in the event that this does not work, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that ad set, not the ad. We're just going to duplicate the ad set and we're not going to touch anything. And we're going to give that a go the second round, and then if anything, the third round. After that, then I would start making some tweaks in terms of like creating some brand new ad sets, brand new ads. I just want to see you do this a few times because sometimes it doesn't hit right away, sometimes it does. So in
Okay.
terms of like the difference between what I'm doing with you versus what you did yourself is the moment it stopped working, you basically tweak things within the ad set. For me, what I would have done is I would have just duplicated and not touched anything. That's the first kind of line of quote unquote defense.
So when you duplicate it, you don't make any changes. You just literally, it's like we talked about, reeling in the rod, going different part of the
Yeah,
lake and dropping the exact same bait.
exactly.
Nothing's
So
changed. We're just hoping to find a different pocket.
exactly. So if we click on the ad set tab, if you go and click on the ad set tab, Again, you have submersive ad set one. What I would have done if I was in your shoes is, okay, it starts puttering out. Let me go and duplicate that ad set, submersive ad set, and turn off the original one, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not tweaking the ads within it. I'm not tweaking the target. I'm not doing anything. That's how I would play it. And then I would probably, if it were me, I would do probably like 2 or 3 rounds of that. And only after, and okay, I'm going to be very specific with you. So one, I do it, it starts puttering out. Okay, I duplicate it. I have ad set two. If
That was going to be like the best part of the whole thing.
third one, okay, I have had 3 rounds of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually make a change. Now it's like, okay, let me think about what I can do differently, and I'm going to make a change. And it's probably beyond the scope of this conversation, but they're different things that I will
So
tweak. Maybe I'll tweak up the creative, maybe I'll tweak up the targeting. I'll tweak up different things just depending on my hypothesis of what's going on. But that's how I would have played it.
when you're reeling in and moving to a different, so we're just duplicating, making no changes. How long do you let the duplicated stuff go before you duplicate again?
So let's say theoretically you have your first one, it starts puttering out. The second one, let's just say theoretically it starts working and it starts puttering. I'm only going to make a change to it once it starts puttering out. Sometimes I'll have a month, sometimes I'll have 3 months, sometimes I'll have 6 months. It just varies.
Well, what if so this one we just turned back on, how long should I give it if it's just goose eggs across the board for,
Yeah, so typically in marketing, they want to say 3x KPI. So 2 to 3x. So what that means is if your cost for, and this is why I was looking at your cost per book call, and that's why I was so adamant about it. Let's say your cost per book call, Jeremy, is what do we say, $80, $90 for the first one?
yeah,
So if we say $80 times two, that means at $160 and beyond, now you have some fatigue going on.
okay.
So for me, but the thing is, I'm also taking into account that it was a brand new ad, brand new offer, brand new funnel, brand new everything. And so that's gonna kind of allude to what we're gonna talk about for your clients is whenever you have something that's brand new, I don't know what it is with Facebook, but they show you some love. They just show you some love. So when I look at your $80 cost per book call, I'm not even looking at that as like that's your actual number. The truth is, I'm looking at your actual, if Facebook is showing you love and giving you $80 cost per book call, I'm thinking that's more along the lines of probably $100. Like that's what I'm thinking is being realistic. So if I take $100, multiply that by two, that means at $200 you should start getting scared.
Okay.
So right now, realistically, to be realistic, I mean, until you're spending $200 for a book call, you're fine in terms of like your numbers, in terms of like, hey, it's not in terms of your numbers, in terms of whether it's fatigued or not. Now, here's what I will say is, yeah, we want to, if it was like, let's just see what happens now. But we want to get back to the heydays of you booking calls for 50 to 70 to $90. Like that's the goal. Because at $200, you know, you're gonna have to start charging like 2 grand a month or something, like your sales are you're gonna have to be charging more. Um, so I'd like us so phase one is just like let's just get something going. But then phase two, I want to work with you to figure out how can we bring these cost per book calls down to like $75 or so. That's ultimately what I'd like to
So
do.
if we turn this on and days go by and I'm at 200, $200 spent, 200, $210 spent, and nothing has been booked, it's time to duplicate.
One more time. We're gonna
Okay.
duplicate one more time. See what happens. Fingers crossed the third time's a charm. If it is, great. If not, round four, we're gonna start throwing some stuff at the wall.
Okay. Sounds good. I like it. So
Okay.
with my clients, like I told you, I go with them. And a lot of times these guys are like brand new ad accounts, and I throw out their stuff, and man, it's just like reeling in a fish on every cast. Then it starts to die, and they come up with a new offer. I create um,
Let's
a
have a
new
look. Let's have a look.
creative, and I can
Hey,
tell you one thing you're going to tell me already. I know is I'll just use her because she's like the biggest example. I
well,
created
actually,
a new campaign. I
well,
shouldn't have done.
before we even delve into that, out of how many clients has this happened to, first of all?
It feels like it's every one of them.
Every so
It feels like every time, with the exception of the people in Florida and these new people I'm working with in California. Even the ones in Florida, I mean, I remember that first month with them, I got like 200 leads. And then from there on forward, it was like pulling teeth. These people I've started with in Calabasas, which is I mean, she literally, I thought they were kidding. If you walk out her front door and look right across the street, it's another medical spa. If you turn your head right, there's another one. She's got 3 medical spas on the same street.
Mhm.
So I kind of have a feeling with them, it's probably just a competitive, like you're fighting for everything in there.
Yeah,
But this lady here is Vancouver, Washington. And the first mistake I made based on the things you told me is I created a whole new campaign and started
I
over. I
see.
should have just duplicated the ad set, but I duplicated the campaign
Right.
and then just renamed it. So I shouldn't have duplicated the campaign. I should have duplicated the ad set.
Yeah.
But you can see like that first few
Let's go
months.
ahead. So let's go ahead and select the first campaign. And so that's the first one. We're filtered by maximum ad set. Yep. So how much have we spent? Where are we at in terms of spend? So
$800.
so 800 bucks. So okay, so you have ad set one at the bottom. That's the first one. I'm guessing that was gangbusters. Your your
This
three
was
dollars and 90
gangbusters. This was my first attempt where I duplicated and I did the right thing. I didn't touch a thing.
and you
And
got
then I
any
did it one more time in July and didn't touch a thing.
okay, the difference between ad set one, two, three, they're literally the exact same creatives,
Yep.
exact same ad, exact same everything in there. There's nothing that was changed with any of them.
Well, as you can see here, I just changed an image on point. Well, I take that back. I just threw in extra images,
Which
thinking,
ad set?
yeah,
Which ad set?
no, with not yes. So I duplicated the ad set, but in the ad itself, I was yes, within the ad set, I was creating multiple ads to try and just see. So
So
here's
go ahead and go ahead and click on the ad set tab for me, please.
well, just real quick, Koshi, because now I see what I did. With my first ad set, this one right here, June 25,
Yep.
had three ads in it. One, two, three. June 25.2, I just did everything exactly the same. 1.2, 2.2, 3.2. And the third ad set, when it was really starting to die, I only did one ad and I completely changed the image.
Okay.
But yeah,
So if I review, so again, you have ad set one, you're getting leads for $3.94. I'm guessing, around $2, you're happy. Things started to creep at $4, you're like, eh. And so you duplicate the ad set, you have ad set two, ad set one, you turn off, ad set two, there's literally nothing that's changed at the ad level, no different creatives, no different copy, no nothing. And then for some reason or another, you duplicate the ad set again, and so you have your ad set three. But within that ad set three, you're changing the way you're doing your creative. You have one creative instead of
yeah,
three.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And this one, the reason we
Why?
stopped
Yeah.
it
What?
was because it literally, I wish they gave you like a calendar, but you could, if you were watching it, you'd just see it just petered out.
Okay. So you're getting cheap leads, but the quality of leads were not good, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it
And
the quality of leads or their follow-up process or what was it?
no, it made the quality of leads weren't that bad on any account. It was just they, went from like 7 or 8 leads a day to 3 or 4 leads per day to 1 lead a day. I mean, it just started dying. Um, that's all. I mean, and I don't even know if this would have been 3 or 4. This might have been just like 1 or 2 leads a day, and then this became 1 lead every other day or something.
Why didn't you just spend more money? Because I mean, I'm looking at your cost per result here. It's 394 for the first one, 172 for the second one.
She doesn't want to go over $30 a day.
That logically doesn't make sense to me, right? Because if you're spending $30 per day, no, not the not spending money part. If you're spending $30 per day and it's $4 per lead, 30 divided by four, that means that she's getting 7.5 leads here on the first one. And then if I spend $30 per day divided by 1.72, she should be getting 17 leads a day. So the opposite of what you're saying.
It was dying.
What do you mean by that? I'm confused about that because
Well, all I know is like this one, this 164 leads,
uh-huh.
we were going gangbusters. And then it just kind of died to the point where she was saying, "Hey, I'm not getting any leads anymore. What do you think we ought to do?" And I said, "I did your thing. Let me just I'm going to reel in the bait and we're going to go to a different part of the lake." And I went here.
One piece of advice I'm going to give you. So one thing I'd like you to do moving forward is, you know how like I'm looking at your Excel sheet. and
Hmm.
I'm really looking at your numbers and I'm like, okay, where's the bottleneck? What I want you to do moving forward, Jeremy, is I'd like you to do that as well for your clients and then for you to sit down with me because I'm telling you right now, and I am adamant about this, is what you are saying logically makes zero sense to the point where you and I cannot progress until we like say, okay, this logically doesn't make sense. So like when you say things are puttering out, like, I think I know what you mean, but you're not using the right words. Or maybe you're not in the right place because
Well, the only
there's
thing,
a bottom,
like,
there's issue at the bottom. There's a bottleneck within the so
what I wish I had done was keep track of how long the first one, the second one, and the third one ran. Because this one was getting a whole lot of leads very fast, very quickly. This one, and then it started to die. Like that, if you were looking at this on a scale, just on a graph, it starts to come down, right? So when we first started it, she was getting leads, 7, 8, 9, 10 leads a day. By the time we got to the end of ad set one, she was getting maybe one lead a day. Then I duplicated it and started it again. And this time around, she was getting maybe 5, 6 leads a day. And by the time I ended it, she was again at one lead a day.
okay, I understand what you're getting at now. So here's what you're actually saying. What you're saying is for ad set two, it's $1.72, which is actually cheaper than the first one. But most likely what happened is it was gangbusters at the very beginning, and then towards the tail end, you're spending like 30 bucks for like one single lead.
Right.
That would make
Yeah.
sense in what you're saying.
That's what I mean. I wish I had done a better job of tracking, like, and I may start doing this for
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
but tracking a
Like,
bar graph, like how it's going per day.
right.
If I could remember, at the very least I should probably put on here like June 1 through June 12.
Right. Right.
This one is June 13 through June 20, and
Well,
this one is,
that's not necessary for what you're talking about. That's not necessarily going to help you. You literally need like a week by week thing within Excel.
yeah,
Because that's going to show you the velocity, the deceleration of the quality of your ads.
right.
That's what you're explaining to us. So I understand that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying now.
And
Okay,
this, by the time we got here, it was dead. So
it's that.
it ran probably 6 or 7 weeks.
Okay,
And that lady thought I was Jesus Christ. She was so happy. So then we came up with her next offer.
so
And
actually, let's click on that ad set for me real quick. The first one. Yeah, and then let's go to the very first ad set. Put check, and then let's click on it. Yep, and then let's go to the one that spent the most money, which is
oh,
I'm guessing
that
the
top
first.
image, yeah.
That's gonna be the first one up top. So let's go ahead and click on that one. Edit. All right. So the Korean, can you make this a little bit bigger so I kind of see what the offer is?
Yeah, let me pull up, like, if I can find there you go.
Okay, the Korean glow everyone's talking about for less, only one. Diamond glow. Korean glow talks, non-surgical facelift, anti-aging facial. Okay. So basically in your words, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to sell? Because I feel like a facial and facial and a facelift are completely different things. A facelift is like, again, they cut you, whatever, make you look younger, versus a facial is really just to like just make your skin look healthier and glow. What are you trying to accomplish with this ad?
Well, this shouldn't say anything about a facial. It's supposed to be a non-surgical facelift.
It says anti-aging facial right there.
Oh, well, that's what she told me to put on there. All the words are hers, not mine, because I don't know what I'm talking about on this stuff.
So what are you trying to what are you trying to convey in this ad? Who are you trying to go after?
She was, I don't know, this was her big thing. She loved this. So she's fairly new in Vancouver, Washington, and she's just going after people probably 25 to 55 years old, trying to look a little bit better, look a little younger.
Okay. So let's go ahead. So Korean Glow, everyone's talking about for less, only whatever. Diamond Glow, microderm. So it's a microderm, it's a mask, it's a collagen. So you're just throwing a shit ton of stuff in there. That's what it sounds like, just a bunch of stuff. Um, okay, let's go and close out of that. And then now let's go into okay, let's go and close out of that. And so let's go into your ad sets again. And let's go into actually no, let's go to the campaigns because now you're doing a brand new Fire and Ice campaign. So let's go and select that. Let's click on ad sets. And did this stuff work at all or it didn't work?
It did. It just was a much slower pace. So this is what I mean is like that first offer we did,
Right.
she in total had over 200 leads.
Yeah.
So the first mistake I made was I duplicated the campaign, not the ad set. I should have
Right.
kept it in the same campaign, but essentially I did duplicate everything I was doing from the others in here.
Let's click
These
on
different
let's
ad sets represent maybe have some different images in them as I was just trying anything at that point.
right. Let's go and click on edit on the first one. And so is there any different settings within this ad set versus the original ad sets? Or
No, the ad sets the only thing, let me just double make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, so in the ad sets, like this first ad set, I actually made some suggestions on what I was looking for with Facebook.
Okay.
In ad set two, by the time ad set one was starting to die, still got it there. Ad set three, still got it there. So no, everything's the same.
Okay. So let's go and let's go to the ad level and let's go to the one, whichever one spent the most money or whichever one was the most
The
successful.
first ad did the first one I did. I put a video and an image in there, and
Yeah.
the video tanked. It doesn't make any money. They
Oh,
are just so expensive.
your
Doesn't look
cost.
that bad, but
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't why so this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like why you were saying that that is not
well, again, same thing here. The lead increased over the last few days, but early on the lead was way less than the video.
yeah. Okay. I see. So basically, when you first launched it, your video cost per result was like $3 $8, and then your photos was maybe like $1 or something, and that's when
Yes,
it's like, oh, photo is awesome. And then over time, the photos creep up, cost more.
died, and I started a new ad set for her
I see. So let's go ahead and
with
click on
monthly
the
billing.
image. Let's go and click on the image. Okay. So nice facial. Let's go and click see the creative. Okay. So what do you think is going on?
I don't know. I've been talking to Chat GPT and watching videos. I wonder sometimes if here's what's confusing to me. Like this isn't a whole lot different than her other offer. So
There you
here's
go.
my
Bingo. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So my thoughts were I have a handful of theories. One, when she first started running ads, nobody had ever heard of her.
Right.
And so everybody, it's like, oh wait, it's the new restaurant. Let's all go.
100%.
And then it dies. So you
Right.
start running a second ad, and now everybody's heard of her.
Right.
So, and the price, and it's a facial. So now everybody's like, oh yeah, I remember this lady.
So, yeah. So, you know how so if we go into your initial campaign and you know how you ad set one, ad set two is the same, and then ad set three, you're messing around with the creative slightly. Basically, the difference between campaign one, campaign two are the exact same in the sense that to the audience, to the consumers, if you really wanted to drastically do something different, here's what you would have done. You would have taken campaign one, you would have ad set one, you let that bad boy ride, and then you duplicate it for ad set two once it starts putting out, ad set three, boom, ad set four. Now what you do is you inject this ad into ad set four because why? It has a completely different feeling, Fire and Ice versus some Korean thing. But it's right, Fire and Ice versus some Korean thing. You're titling it different, you're packaging it different. But it's ultimately, what is it? It's ultimately solving the same pain point. It's the same thing. So it's like, and so if I look at like, if this represents all of like Columbus, Ohio, and I'm offering Invisalign, right? There's all these people that want Invisalign. Eventually, no matter what I say, whether I do $150 or $175, it'll be negligible. Doing $150 versus 2,000 is a big deal, but
Right.
150 with this, or get your teeth straightened today, or magical whatever. There's a certain number of people that are going to want that offer, and so what I have to do eventually is after results start puttering out, and again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what you did, which is like try and completely different angles, try and completely different images to the point where what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to trick the audience into believing it's a different thing.
Right.
The idea. Like you want people to see the ad because they've seen her before because it's local and you want them to be like, "Oh, I haven't seen this before." You want them to think it's a different thing. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to do that for Invisalign, and then once it gets to a point where like no matter how hard I try, no matter how I try to swing it, my last ditch effort might be like, okay, I start with like, so first line of defense is I, try to change the images, make it look different, different vibe. My second line of action is maybe I'm going to go for $150 to like maybe like $2,000, but buy now, pay later. So now that's a completely different thing. It's still Invisalign. It's still the same people, but like the people that would not have gotten it before because they didn't want to pay $150, maybe they'll be opted for this offer, but it still solves the Invisalign problem. Now what's going to happen 6 months, 8 months down the road is everybody within that vicinity is going to have that taken up. So now what I have to do is instead of Invisalign, I'm gonna have to solve a different pain, which is like teeth whitening. And then that teeth whitening thing, I'm gonna do 6 months of that as well. I'm gonna keep duplicating ad sets until it stops working. And then from there, then each ad set, I'm gonna tweak up the creative to make it seem different. And then from there, I might slightly tweak up the offer. And then from there, it's ran its course. And then I'm gonna go back to guess what, Invisalign. 6 months, 8 months down the road, once people have again, the population has repopulated, more interest there. So that's pretty much what's happening. So you pretty much have it in a nutshell. I think I just maybe colored in between the lines a little bit more for you.
So would it be
You
unreasonable
have to
then?
solve you have to solve different pain points. You solve
Right.
this pain point the ad you had, it got in front of 200, 300 people that opted in that said, I'm interested in this thing. But out of the now you need what about the other 500 people? What are they interested in? There might not be, they're interested in something else.
So we got to do something other than a facial, something other. Okay.
And it has to not just like not like what you're doing right now is like it's just a different vibe. It has to be a completely different thing. It has to solve a completely different pain point.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to explain to Aman is like, okay, you have, for example, facials and stuff like that that solve a certain pain point, and then you have like cosmetic surgery that solves completely different in a different way, and then you have like a semaglutide, which is a completely different pain point. But these are all pain points that a medical spa will solve.
So if the main thing she does is facials, we got to find something different, or at least a different angle to push them out at.
Another way I can kind of explain it to you is when it comes to like the low ticket course, 7 days to be a marketer. I'm the pain point I'm going after is leads. Hey, you're very for you want leads? I got you. It's only 47 bucks. But I'm at a point now, and this is gonna make sense to you. I've been running the exact same ad, exact same thing since 2000, end of 2022. So all of 23, all of 24, half of 2025. Guess what? Whoever wants freaking leads, I've been running it so long that they're there. So now what I need to do and this is gonna make sense to you. Instead of running a course called 7 days video market, I'm gonna call it 7 days high ticket sales for videographers. Why? It solves a complete different pain point. Now all these people are like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna click on this guy's ad. My core product will still be the coaching program, but I'm gonna use a different way to get people in the ecosystem. So
Right.
I can see it in your face, you're getting it. It's clicking for you.
So it's
Same.
got to be, even if the like 9 out of 10 services she offers has something to do with the face, we just got to come at it from a different angle. We got to find a different pain point, something.
Yeah, you gotta be. I mean, I don't know. So, and that's kind of here's the other meta thing I was explaining to you, Jeremy, a few months ago. I'm like, this is why the niche matters. This is why who you work with matters because you're going to be bottlenecked at a certain point. No matter how good you are, there's not much you can do depending on what business you're working with. And so I don't mean to go off tangent, but this is why I was like saying, okay, go only work with semaglutide, only work with this because now it's like, okay, I'm going to solve the problem of semaglutide. I'm going to do 10 different ad sets over 10 different campaigns, make it look stiff. And then when it complete putters out, I know that I've ran my course with this client. I've worked with them for 8 months. I can't work with them anymore. I need to get another semaglutide. And that's just how the agency game works. So for you, what you're doing of like, hey, all the skin stuff, you know, there's only so much shelf life. I don't know how many different ways you're gonna be able to spin it for her,
Right.
right? If she had like semaglutide and then she had like facials and then she had like lasers, now all of a sudden you have more things you can work with. You like because
So
somebody who wants lasers is gonna be very different. Than somebody who wants facials.
she also does brows and lashes. So maybe the next offer
There you go.
we do something with brows and lashes, get
There
away
you
from the face. Okay.
Exactly. But what you said was a good point as well. Like what you're saying is like, okay, I gotta see if I can spin it up for different. So what you want to be thinking to yourself is, again, you can think to yourself like, okay, let me think about the population of people she works with, and can I put them into like four different kinds of buckets? Like, okay, I've got the people that just, want rejuvenation, want to look young. These are your girls that are like 30, 35, 45 years old, versus I've got these people that have, spots. and they're very like self-conscious about the spots. So those are completely different people, and so you can spin the marketing up completely different ways. So those are different. Those are two different markets.
Would it be unreasonable then, especially for these people who, when I get them, they've literally done nothing? The ad account, everything's brand new. In my onboarding, would it be unreasonable, or should I avoid this, to say, listen, when we first do this, if it goes like it has with a lot of my clients, you're going to get a lot of leads and a lot of leads very quickly, but then it's going to settle out and be more normal. So I don't want you to think when you're getting 7, 8, 9, 10 leads a day that that's going to be how it is 30
I
days from
understand.
now, because it
I don't.
invariably, all of them, it happens.
I understand what you're getting at. Here's what I'm saying is like I like to I like to prevent problems rather than fix them. What you're trying to do right now is you're trying to fix a problem. This is why I told you 6 months ago, hey, you're going to run into this issue. If you're going to have different now it's going to be more clear to you. Let's say if you don't niche down, let's say you're work with med spas that have like a bunch of different offers, Botox, this, that, whatever. Now, based off our conversation, you could probably keep that client around for 1, 2, 3 years as long as you're on top of it.
Rotating.
Versus you have a client that comes in like her who's got mainly facial stuff and only some lashes, your longevity with her might be only 6 months, 7 months, unless you can rotate between each three, every 3 months. Versus the other strategy. So again, you have a med spa that does a little bit of everything. You have a med spa that's like kind of small that does like only facials, and then you have this, which is what me and Amma try to do, which is like, okay, they only do semaglutide. Why is that so great? Because you have clients like Alpida, extremely long shelf life. You can do some crazy stuff like selling blood results and just a bunch of stuff that I've talked about. I just haven't implemented. That's what I would do, honestly. I would not be doing this, which is like a bunch of different a med spa with a bunch of different services. I would not be doing. It's just too much headache. Right now, you probably think it's a good thing. It's actually not because there's so much you have to test. There's so many variables, and yeah, if you only went after yeah, then you have clients like her, which are only like facial stuff. These are probably the worst on the Podium tool. So I would say they're here, this one's here, and then
try,
I like
try
the
to, in my vetting process, try to find people who have more than two or three things to offer, maybe.
if you wanted to continue the route that you're continuing,
Right.
or like I said before, is really sub niching down. This is why sub niching come down. And here's why. When it comes to sub niching down, if I know that, like, again, your sub niche could be people that just do facials. Your sub niche could be people just do semaglutide. Your sub niche could be whatever. And the reason that's so powerful is because I know already, hey, I'm gonna work with this client. I have about 7 months of longevity with them before everything putters out. I've shown all my cards, I've done all my things, and they're gonna quote unquote fire me because they're not making a profit. And why? And again, this is what I was talking about of like thinking macro. You're thinking macro from a business perspective because why? Think about it really. You're taking into account your cost per acquisition. Okay, I'm spending, I don't know, $1,500 to close this deal. If I spend $1,500 to close this deal, I know that I can charge this person about 7.5K before they're going to fire me. And so I've made about 5K profit. That's enough for me to profit versus I have to outsource this, I have to outsource that. Here's my cost for that. So this is thinking more macro. And that's why, again, sub niche. And again, as I'm looking at your face, you're still in a place where you're like, hey, I'm not going down that route. Okay. And if you don't go that route, again, that's for more for longevity. It really is. That's more for longevity. It's more for like when you're talking about like being stable, grounded, that's what that is. Like me, for example. Yeah, I mean, it's like every client you work with, you just know you have a certain stable shelf life. Now, for me, again, I'm a little bit different, but like Aman, he works with somebody, so there's a certain shelf life. Mason, he works with somebody, there's a certain shelf life. We all know like, hey, our ads or strategies are only going to work for so long. Now, if I'm you, you either go that route, and maybe you're going to go that route in 6 months, a year down the road, when you realize that you're going to run into bottlenecks with this route, which is again finding med spas that have a bunch of different services, right? So that's the reality. These are the three different kinds of archetypes that you're going to be working with.
So real
And
quick,
yeah,
this is my last question for you, and this is probably because I'm a little thick-headed. So you're saying sub niche down to somebody who's offering basically like semaglutide and tirzepatide, whatever, these weight loss shots.
but 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 it's not just about sub niching down. It's Alex Hormozy's coming out with this book called Money Models. I can almost guarantee everybody that's listening right now, he's going to talk about things like the fast cash injection, the things I talk about where like collecting like $1,000 up front and then you're getting them to do pay in fulls. Like he's going to be talking about maximizing cash flow. That is the number one key. So it's if you do the reason I like semaglutide is because you can maximize cash flow. Why? Because once somebody's on it, they're on it for freaking life. And you can upsell like People have not thought about this. I'm didn't think about this. People have not thought about it. I haven't really seen anybody master this really well, but you can add on personal training. You can add on all these crazy things so that you can take somebody and get them to pay like freaking 3 grand. That's why Alex Hormozy was so successful is because he got these people that were going to the gym instead of spending, 25, $50 a month, they're spending like 2, 3, 4 grand with the gym. So let's say you pick semaglutide. It's not just about picking semaglutide, but it's about you having such a great ad strategy and having 7 months worth of ads and things to tinker around with that you can extract a crap ton of money from these customers for your semaglutide client. So that's that option. But that's why again, it's really and the only mastery, the only way you can do that is really to focus on the ad strategy. You can't just like throw some out. Like for example, you're saying to me, "Hey, I don't know Kushik, I don't know the words on there." She told me, "No, no, no, you can't play that game." If you play this game, you have to be an absolute like for example, I created the 6 figures in 6 week sales funnel with the free video commercial, all that stuff. It took me years to develop that. Like you have to really commit to building something truly amazing. And when you do, you have a client and you have a shelf life of 7, 8, 10 months with them. So that's that option. Sorry, you were saying something. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to make sure you
Well,
understood.
yeah, like to me, when I think about semaglutide and tirzepatide and all that stuff, there's only so much you can do, and then it's gonna run its course. Similar to like if all you're doing is running ads for facials, eventually you've saturated the market. With semaglutide and tirzepatide, if I were to like push down and sub niche into something like that, how's that any different than
I
having
think
somebody with
I
just
understand
offers
what you're saying.
facials?
Yeah, and so I'm there's just so much here that maybe I'm not articulating my words the right way. So let's say you take somebody that does facials, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? The same thing actually applies. Facials and semaglutide. It's literally the same thing. It's not about at the ad level, there's only a certain number of people that are going to come in, okay? It's the same thing, right? Whether you do Invisalign, whether you do this, there's only a certain number of people that want to solve that pain point. So whether you want to do facials or you want semaglutide, it is not about that. You're going to run its course. What I'm saying is it's all about the back end. So you basically sell semaglutide for $150 a month or whatever. Cool. And you're only gonna have so many people you sell to. But what I'm saying is, let's say you package some crazy, amazing things on the back end where you can get somebody to fork over instead of $150 a month, you can get them to fork over like $5,000. And that takes true mastery because you got to be thinking critically about what to add on there. So same thing with facials. Let's say again, you're doing the facial things, you're able to, you got your client, I don't know, maybe let's say 70 clients. Okay, 70 clients you're going to be able to get. But how do you maximize the value of each of those clients? What kind of package do you sell that is new, that's unique, that's your strategy? Nobody else has thought about, only you have thought about it. Then it would make sense to, just work with people that just do facials. Now, so again, and so I can take facials, I can put some, I can put them in one category, which is like sub niching down. Or you can do what you're doing, kind of, which is like finding a business owner that just does a bunch of different services. They do Botox and lashes and this and that. If you go this route, you can continue to operate that the way you're operating, which is just throwing stuff at the wall. If something's going to stick, it's going to run its course for 3 or 6 months, and then you're going to move on to the next thing. You don't have to think that critically about it.
Yeah.
The two routes.
So yeah, even with the people who are like offering a bunch of different things, my goal with all of them is to get them, usually they and I sit down and create packages to get people upgraded to,
Yeah.
uh, in relation to whatever the offer is. So like this girl, she's got these facials that she's offered, the fire and ice and the Korean thing. So we created packages that she could upgrade people to with, if they really like the Korean facial, well, here's a year-long package you can buy. Same thing with this fire and ice thing. So that's what I'm trying to do on the back end because I don't think, obviously they're not making any money with these offers.
Right.
So yeah.
And so
Okay.
it's all about the back end. And so either you're going to work with somebody and what you're doing right now is okay. It's okay, but they're okay results. Some of the packages are going to hit, some they're not. But even if you create the package, like, are you giving her a sales script? Are you giving her a sales practice to sell
Yeah.
that specific thing?
Yeah. I
Right?
actually do. I sit down and write scripts with them and come up with the packages and
Like if you look at Alex Hormozy's 6 week challenge, he doesn't create some kind of a script on the fly. He has a very specific script that's worked for hundreds, thousands of gyms. It's literally the exact same script. And so it's the script and the lead process and lead, all that is like it's part of the organ, it's part of the same thing. Um, so anyways, I know we're going over a lot here. Here's the main thing for you to be like kind of sleeping on. The main thing for you to understand is if you do not go in a sub-niching route, which it sounds like you're probably not going to go into yet, because you're still in the phase in
yeah,
your
I haven't
life.
found the one thing yet that really,
So if you're not going to go that route, then this kind of goes back to our conversation where hopefully this calms you down is like just understanding what I said where there's only a certain amount of people in a market and understand, dude, you're gonna hit for a few months and then that's it. And so moving forward on your discovery calls, your sales calls, now you can think 5 steps ahead. Okay, what all are they selling? Are they just selling one thing? Because if they are, I know I'm probably gonna be with this person for like 3 to 4 months and it is what it is. Or you've discovered early on, like they've got 4 things. Like, okay, great. Now you have a game plan. Okay, I know I'm probably gonna keep this person around for like 7 months. I know how to squeeze every dollar out of them to help them as much as possible. So that's the big kind of maybe takeaway for you here.
Yeah, that's all good. That's good stuff. But as far as like the big drop off, you think it's two things. A, we've already kind of sprinkled the garden, and then second, you're coming back with the almost identical offer, and we've already hit everybody.
Yep. And obviously there's other medical spas that are running ads that are
Right.
competing, right? That and
Yeah,
so
I'm certain that's what's going on in Calabasas because we've tried 3 or 4 different things and it's
yeah,
work.
yeah. And the only so the variation when it so when the more med spas there are, the higher the cost per lead will be right from the get-go,
Yeah,
right? That's
it
the
is. Their CPMs are ridiculous. The cost per lead, all of it is across the board. Like they were advertising some cheap Botox and it was still close to $100 on the C or yeah, $100 on the CPM. It was crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that's
feel
good too. I mean, you kind of taught me how to understand what the KPIs are so I can talk intelligently around that.
yeah,
Know, they've been kind of impressed when they're like, why isn't this working? And I can go look at your CPM. You see, let me show you who somebody over here in South Carolina where their CPM is $25 and yours is 100 for the same offer.
yeah,
It's because you have 35 people within a 20-mile radius of you offering the same thing. This lady has no one around her.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You feel better about
Oh yeah.
client acquisition services
I'm going to
over
sleep like a baby tonight, man.
here?
Appreciate you, brother. I always do. Good to see everybody again, too.
Okay. Anything else, Jeremy, you want to go over?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. I had one of them calling me here, so I better call him back.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll chat inside Slack and we'll see you. Okay.
Okay, see you later.
See you.
Bye.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Jeremy just hopped back in. He and I we hopped on at like 5, had a lot of stuff we had to go over. So that's kind of where we were at there. But um we'll keep the party going. You guys talking about steps, rookie numbers broken. Yo, 10 steps, 10,000 steps is a lot. That's like an hour of walking,
Bro,
bro.
I'm getting fucking roasted for walking 4 miles today.
How many steps is 4 miles? 8,000?
Yeah, it's about 8,000.
Really?
Yeah. You take about typically you'll take about 2,000 steps a mile.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, those
and
are
then
rookie numbers.
Two, four,
each,
six, eight. Jorge,
yeah.
you're walking 5 miles a day, bro.
I'm at like 15. I average like 15 a day.
15 miles a day?
No,
No, no,
15,000
no,
steps probably.
15K. I don't know how many miles that is.
That's like freaking like 7 miles, bro. Where do you
Probably.
go? Where are you going, bro?
Me walking place.
It-
I walk, man. I got places to be. I'm going places.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Amen.
Nah, I just got a desk treadmill. So it's been
Oh,
super
walking
dope.
walking pads, man.
Yeah.
Clutch.
okay, so we'll delve in, guys. Give me a second. I'm just gonna go take a leak really quick, and then I'll be right back and we'll get started.
Mm, 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 mm.
10K steps a day, bro. It's easy work.
mm.
Honestly, no. Like until I got the walking pad, I was probably averaging like 6, 7.
That's still pretty good. That's
I
actually
don't think
really
so,
good.
bro. I'm like, I sit behind this desk all day, and then I think I'm like fit and like athletic, but really I just sit behind a desk and a laptop for like 10 hours a day.
That's why I have to get up, man. So like what I've been doing is like I'll get up in the morning, I'll walk 2 miles, and then I like sit throughout the day. And like at some point, like there's not even a time, there's just a time where like I'll accomplish a task and I'll just think like, oh, should I go for a walk? And then when I do, I'm like, okay, let's just go for a walk really quick.
Yeah, I've been hitting my morning walks, getting all the grandmas out there at the park.
Yeah.
But
I live
after
I was
after a
gonna say,
meal, bro, it's the best. Like that's the easiest way to get like my steps in. That's how I notice. I'm like after I eat, It just helps me not feel so bloated or like as full.
You know what I actually started to do? I bring a water bottle on the walk because I make it inconvenient to like carry it, just by filling that bitch all the way up. And then by the time I'm done, like I drink all of it. You know what I mean? So it's like as I'm walking, I'm like, all right, I need to have half the water bottle empty by the first mile, and then by the second mile, I'll drink the whole thing. So it's kind of like a double whammy. It's like I'm getting my water intake and I'm walking at the same time.
It's like a reverse pyramid
Bro,
drop set.
dude, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. Like it's actually clutch because I feel a lot better. Like your skin becomes better.
Yeah, I got this weighted vest too. That I feel like I'm like a soldier, bro. I'm like walking with like 50 pounds on me.
Yeah, that's OD. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, it's a little too much. It drains you pretty quick.
Jorge, how much do you weigh, bro?
I'm at 157 today.
How tall are you?
5'6".
5'6",
I'm a
157.
short king.
So you're like 15% body fat.
No, I'd probably be like
You gotta be lower than that, right?
No,
right now
15,
I'd say I'm maybe 12, 12 to 15. I can see like my top four abs,
yeah. Have
but
you ever gotten a DEXA scan done?
never.
You get a DEXA scan done. It'll tell you.
That yeah. After this cut, I might. I'm cutting right now. That's why.
Oh
So
yeah,
after the cut, I might try to get to the point where like you see the veins in your abs at the bottom.
yeah. That's actually 10%, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to 10. I've never been at 10, I think. Maybe like once in my life, like 5 years ago.
Mm,
Not even.
yeah. Like 15, 12, 15 is like doable. 10 is like shit gets hard as fuck.
Yeah, I want to keep it where I'm like optimize my testosterone levels. Like before start to feel like all like low energy and like all shitty.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that.
Cause I'm pushing 30 now, man. I'm 29. So I gotta pay a little bit more attention to these TRTs that they talk about.
Yeah, bro. TRT,
Keeping it
peptide.
natty though. I'm natty. Keeping it natty.
Bro. You're gonna jump on it sooner or later, bro. I tell
Oh,
everybody.
absolutely. Yeah. Once I'm like 40, bro, like I'm like, I can't wait. That's my birthday.
You just
Birthday.
gotta get you gotta get broken up with, bro. That's when all the PRs happen. Like,
Oh,
that's what happened to my ass, bro. I hit the gym like a madman after that shit.
hey, the glow up, bro.
All I saw was blood.
In the
It's like,
gym,
nah.
in the gym, you always know who broke up, who's gone through a breakup, because they're always going the hardest. Um,
Mason said, nah, she broke. I'm up.
oh yeah. So, all right. Let's delve in, man. Um, in terms of, so you want what all do you want to go over? You want to go to the discovery call script. Um, this, do I need to create a new one to tee up the mechanism video? Make sure I have, okay. So where do you want to start, bro?
Really, it's just with the discovery call script that I have. I think I have cams. You sent me a couple of videos of cams. And then I have, I believe this one. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the one that Kim's using. He just slightly tweaked it.
So do I need to like adjust it, be like adjust any wording or anything to tee up the unique mechanism video?
Yeah, I think pretty much Cam does pretty much everything that's in here. And what he's doing with the mechanism video is he's asking somewhere in the conversation, like, hey, did you get a chance to watch the video, right? Did you get a chance to watch the video before we? So, for example, I think the mechanism part is where do we come into the mechanism part? Yeah, picture mechanism. So before you pitch your mechanism, one thing you can go into is, okay, so did you watch by any chance the video at the top of the page? On the next page before our call to see how our strategy works, right? If it feels good, like put it in here. If it feels better, put it earlier in the conversation so you know. I feel like the sooner you can find out whether they watch the video or not, you'll have ammunition of how to handle that conversation. So, for example, if I'm hopping on a sales call, somebody has watched the Center Marketing Cheat Code course versus they have not, if they watch the Center Marketing Cheat Code course, I can talk a certain way, be like, hey, you remember this thing? You remember this thing? So this is why we're gonna do this. Versus somebody that hasn't even watched, I have a lot more conversation, I have a lot more talking to do. So if I were you, I would probably try to get that information early on, if you for you. And then if they have watched it, well then great. You're just gonna like basically say, awesome. After our call, what are your thoughts on it? And if they have not watched it and you have to tee them up, well, then you're gonna say, hey man, I'm gonna send this over your way. So hey, have you watched the video? They're like, no, I haven't. Okay, cool, man. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna really quickly just walk you through the overall strategy, but then I'm also gonna send you the video so you can visually see it for yourself. Okay. And then I'll message you. I just want to make sure you clearly understand it. Does that make sense? Business owner says, yeah. So that's how you would tee it up if they haven't seen it yet. And then you explain the mechanism. They say cool, and then from there you're like, okay, cool. By the way, I'm gonna send this to you towards the tail of this conversation before our next call because I just want to make sure that you get it. So that's how you would tee that up. And in terms of like the testimonial, I think he just kind of sprinkles that in throughout the conversation, probably even towards the tail end. He's like, "Hey, by the way, before I let you go, you remind me so much of this person, and the reason for that is because of this." And then they're like, "Oh, that's interesting." Like, yeah. So what I'd really like to do is actually like to send you a video of that person because they actually recently just provided us a really quick video of their a 3 month recap. This way you can kind of see their experience. So I'll send that over your way. I think that'd be really helpful as well. And then I'll get your thoughts on that as well. Boom, you've teed it up. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, that makes sense. Is this new? Because I don't know if this was in the one that I have with like the pitch the mechanism part.
No, this is so if you come inside the week 5 master discovery call, right click open. This will open this up. This has
Oh,
been
okay.
you
Okay,
might have
cool.
you might have an older one. There was probably an older one. This is
Yeah.
this one here.
Okay, cool. And now, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so have this letting them know like me, if I know that they watched it, it's a different conversation. That makes sense. And then as far as the testimonial videos, since mine are like technically testimonials, but they're mainly podcasts, is that even relevant to share? Like, hey, like check that out. Still reminds you of you, right? He was in this position, even though in the podcast there's no like exact
You have two
hard results.
have two options. Option one is you send the podcast and you timestamp it for them. That's one thing I do. Like before my sales call, I say, hey, I actually want you to check out this coaching call and I want you to check it out from 25 to 45. And the reason for that is we have this guy's name's Rich, 50-year-old guy, never had, all these 9 to 5, never had an agency. We helped him launch the 6 code tattoo, he did a profit share. Here's how much he made. And the reason I want you to see this is for two reasons. One, just like you, he has never had an agency. Again, I'm tying it back to them. And on top of that, I want you to see what our community culture is like, da da da. So it's like it's our coaching call. It's not like a testimonial video, but it still accomplishes kind of the same thing. It's like these are results. This is proof that it works. The idea is that what is the purpose of the testimonial? It's proof that it works, right? And so that provides proof that it works. So if I were you, you can either do that and you can go into like a specific time stamp of the podcast where like maybe they show results or something. Like it has to make sense. Like you're not just going to do the podcast of like, hey, how are you doing, how's your day, tell me, a specific part like, hey, so you want to scroll, Mr. Benson, here, I want you to watch from like the 25 to the 35-minute mark because that's actually when he talks about the moment they had the cash flow kickstart and they had this and that's what the results that they got. And so I want you to check that out specifically because that's the first thing we're gonna do with you, so you tie it back to them, right? That's one option. Another option is you can literally just do what freaking Riviera did, man. Riviera crushed it. I was telling him the other day, he crushed it by putting something together with his buddy. And so let me see if I can find it. I don't know, I might be skipping super past it. Oh, actually, it's way down here. Yeah, so this is a buddy that you work with, and you can do something similar to this. Look, this is like super great. Like I told Riviera, I was like, dude, this is perfect. Riviera scripted it out, like it's fucking.
When I saw Daniel's ad, I was struggling with getting consistent leads for my photography business. I didn't know when my next job was going to be, so it was really stressful. So I was really happy that I came across Daniel's ad and I saw that there was a system and there was a way that I didn't know about. When the leads first started coming in, it honestly felt like a little bit of.
I'm gonna just play it the whole way through so you can review this and you can model this if you'd like.
I saw this one.
Oh, you already saw it?
Yeah. Wait, so this is legit? Like it's his boy that he did a service for? Or is it just
Oh,
like he had him like you'll read it?
read it.
Hilarious.
So yeah, if you want to do that route, you can do that route. It doesn't matter, bro. Like the place that you just need to have something, and then down the road we'll get an actual one if you want. So those
Yeah.
are your options. I would highly recommend this, bro. I would highly recommend this. And then as soon as you get a client to do a testimony for you, just replace it. That'll be great.
You actually winged that, by the way.
Winged it? No
Oh,
way.
yeah. Well, I set him up with the questions, right? I'm like off camera and I'm just hitting him with questions like, we would do in video production back in the day. And then he just kind of freeballed it.
Dude,
Wow.
dude's, you're the GOAT, bro. He's awesome. He's really good. So yeah, there you have it, Jorge.
Okay. Gotcha.
What else you got for me?
So this is like something that I was just coming up with right now that I always had not always, but there was also a disconnect where in the discovery portion of the sales call,
Hmm.
is it just the same thing as the discovery call? Like what was the purpose of that point in the sales call?
Okay, yeah, good question. So um I go over it within the video, but maybe I didn't go over it well enough. You're basically talking about, so you start the conversation. So this is kind of energy, right? You start the conversation. Hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. I'm doing good. So basically, I want to just walk you through what you expect. First, I'm gonna qualify you, qualify me, and then I'm supposed to da, 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 da. Sound good to you? So yeah, sounds good. Cool. Now, before I get started, I just want you to know, I mean, there's quite a bit that we're gonna be run through, and you kind of hover over this. And so before we do, just to respect your time, my time, I just want to make sure that this actually does make sense. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. And again, if you answer these questions with flying colors, green flags, dude, honestly, there's no reason for you and I not to work together. The ball will be in your court in terms of what you want to do from here. So I just want to kind of get that over to you. Just to let you know, again, if you have green flags, I will tell you. Red flags, I will tell you as well. Cool. If I ask you a few questions, yeah, cool. All right. So in terms of the qualified questions, again, like I said, man, if you answer these questions with green flags, the ball will be in your court whether you want to work together. And I will see no reason for us not to work together. Da da da. Can you do this? Yeah. Can you do this? Yeah. Can you do this? Can you do it? Can you do it? Okay, cool, man. Well, dude, well, green flags across the board. I believe that you'd be a good fit for what we're doing here. But again, the ball will be in your court. That being said, I just want to kind of let you know in case there's any anxiety or anything like that, that I feel good about us so far. Cool. Want to that being said, before we delve in, I just want to quickly just visit what we discussed on the discovery call. I just want to make sure I'm crystal clear on what we spoke about. And kind of the problem that we're trying to solve on our Zoom call today. So in terms of, and then boom, you go over this. Now try to make it emotional, right? Now you're not just like reading shit off, right, bro? You can't be reading. It's like, okay, so from what I'm understanding, so from what I'm understanding, you're in a place where you're focused on this amount of revenue, you're focused on this amount of profit, you're focused on working this amount. And the reason for that is because mostly, you've always been good, your wife, everything has been good, but your wife has had a guillotine over her neck for the past 3 years where she doesn't know when she's going to lose her job. At any moment, you guys know that she can lose her job. And before she does, we need to be able to hit this revenue so that worst case scenario, you guys have that cushion. Um, Am I understand that correctly? Yeah, Koshik, you're understanding. And then you try to get them, bait them, like, okay, cool. And then they'll say, like, yeah, it's really the wife and the guillotine. Yeah, the guillotine, man. Like, I understand. Like, that probably creates a tremendous amount of stress. I was really sleeping on that. And I couldn't imagine. Yeah, Koshik, da da da. Get them to fucking talk more. The idea is get them emotional. That's the whole goal. The thing is like if you were to start your sales call, you did this, you did this, you did this, and then you come into like this whole thing. They haven't talked about themselves. One of the biggest things we talk about with women, right, is like your number one thing on the first date is to get a woman to talk about herself. You don't talk about yourself. You don't talk about your shit. You get her to talk about herself because women love talking about themselves. And that revolves around people as well. You want him or her to talk about themselves and them to get emotional. And another thing is one, we want them to get emotional. Two, we need to remind them that you care about them. So emotional and remind them that you care about them, that you're listening, that you're paying attention. Because people, as they say, people don't care what you know unless they know that you care about them. So it's kind of another big thing regarding this. So, anyways, I'm rambling a lot of stuff there, but hopefully you understand the gist of it. It's emotion, it's building connection, it's kind of digging your finger into their pain a little bit before you go into this presentation. Because when you go into this presentation, now they're really paying attention. Like, because like, okay, I did this. Imagine I got you emotional. Cool, Jorge. So, dude, I get it, man. I understand where you're coming from. And my goal, man, is really just to alleviate that for you. That being said, I have what I need from you right now. In terms of our call, in terms of our process, man. Again, first you qualify me, I qualify you. Right now, we're gonna get to a process where I'm gonna explain the system to you. And again, I really do think this is gonna help you based off our conversation for man. I think it's gonna alleviate a lot of that stress. And then, dude, I'm gonna make you an offer and you take it if you want, right? Sound good, Jorge? Jorge said, yeah. Cool, man. So basically, I want to start off by telling you this, taking you through this journey of Bob Dylan. Bum, bum, bum. So do you like whatever I just done with you? That's literally kind of like the motion, the vibe of the first like 15 minutes of the sales call. That's what that should like play out as. Does it make sense, bro?
Yeah, I get you now. It's not necessarily just okay, here's the facts. It's more just reminding them, taking them back to the place of those emotions.
Because you did some of that on the discovery call, but
Yeah.
between sales call, bro, like life has happened, shit has happened. They're not in that emotional state anymore. We need to bring
Yeah.
them emotional state.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, that's like I understand how to do that. Well, I guess I don't know if I understand. I instinctually I know how to do that, but then when I'm like, okay, I need to do it on command, I'm like, okay, now I think about it too much.
Yeah. So this is a systematic way of you doing that, right? What I mean,
Hmm.
you have to listen back to the last 15 minutes of this. That's like a systematic way of you doing it and still staying on script and doing what you need to be doing to get the close. This way you don't have to think
Okay.
don't have to think about it too much because I used to be like that too. That's the reason I created this for you guys. Like I used to be like that too, where like I know I need to get people emotional. I just don't fucking know what to say, when to say, where I need to put it in. Do I have to do it at the very beginning, middle, end? I never had like that until I like create like systems like this, like scripts like this, where I have a specific part where I specifically focus on emotions.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then from the journey, the story, you're taking them, you're keeping them there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh wow, this is crazy. I didn't know. And
Just like
then
just think about it. Like they're emotional here, right? Think about it. Like, it's like
mhm.
imagine like fucking your back hurts like a motherfucker. You're in a shit ton of pain. You've talked to all these doctors. You don't think that you're ever going to be able to like fully walk. You're, say goodbye to jujitsu, all this shit. And then I sigh at the end of this. I'm like, bro, I get it, man. Here's the deal, man. Like, I really do think that we have something that can help you. I know you tried chiropractor. I know you tried this, that, but just stick with me, bro. And I think this is really going to help you. But yeah, man, I'm excited to share this with you. What are you going to feel at that point? Be like, you tried all this shit. You tried all this bullshit. You're on a shit ton of pain. You're like, okay, fuck yeah, bro. Like I want to hear. And it's like, all right, man. So when I'm telling you the story through Jason or whatever, you're emotionally going to be fucking tied to Jason. You're going to be tied to Jason. You're going to be tied to this person I'm telling you the story about. So, and again, you can play on words like, okay, so I really believe I can help you. It's like, okay, cool, man. Here's where we are. So I want to tell you this guy, man, Jason. And I do have these slides here, and these are slides I always go through, but this guy reminds me so much of you. Like, just like you, dude, he had literally this exact situation. He had that exact situation. When he first met me, man, he was like 6 weeks in, he was doing this. So see how I'm like tying it in? I'm keeping them in that emotional state. Boom, keep going, keep going, keep going. And again, done correctly, you should be taking them through an emotional roller coaster. They go through a specific person, they're super vested, and they're probably like if you've done your job correctly here and you've done your job correctly on discovery call, build enough know like trust, they're emotionally vested, dude. And they're like going through this, they're fucking getting like their fucking fingers are feeling tingly, their body's feeling tingly because you're taking them through this journey of like the pain, and then now they come out the other side and they're fucking winning. They're like, oh my God, there's hope that's building in their heart. So it's like their emotions, they were here on the call at the very beginning, and then you bring them down here, right through the discovery. And then now by the time they're here on this slide, it's like you've taken them here, 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 here. You're kind of like taking them euphoria, euphoria. And then it's like fucking fireworks by the time you get here, because like, dude, it didn't just work for them. It worked for this person and then this person. And look at all these other people. They're like, this is like, so it's like you've taken them from here to here, and then it's like fucking exponential like climax here. And so by the time they get here, they're like, okay, bro, like tell me the fucking system. And then you break it down, they're fully listening. They're like, yeah, yeah, I want all the secret. They've been waiting for the secret sauce. Hopefully you're following me in terms of the emotions, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, from the bigger picture view, yeah, it all makes sense.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. And so are we doing this like on a shorter time frame and like just a mini version of this, but in the discovery call?
Yeah, yeah. You're basic. So it's like, here's the thing, is like in my experience, whenever something's fucking important, bro, you say it to them 3 times. Three, four, five, 6 times. So it's like they've gone over the mechanism in the mechanism video on your discovery call you went over briefly, and then now you're going over in person with them again, right? You have gone over it 3 times because it's super fucking important. You're trying to engrave it in their mind. And every single time, and the thing is, again, you got to be smooth with it, right? Like you don't want to fucking say the exact same thing regarded. They're like, oh, I'm tired of hearing this shit. You can be smooth with this. Like, hey, so in terms of this, like this is something. Do you know what you're looking at, by the way? They're like, ah. So I've already shared this with you twice, and that's how important this is. And so I just want to really quickly go over this with you again. This is the mechanism video. Do you remember that? Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, pop quiz. What happens here at the ad level? They say something. It's like, no, no, yeah, good. You're very close. Basically, what we do at the ad level is da da da, and then they go here. And do you remember what happens here? So see what I'm doing? I'm not making it fucking bland where it's like they're sitting through a presentation where they heard it like 3, 4 times. I'm being engaging with them. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
you're saying the same thing multiple times. But it's so if you don't fucking nail this, there's
Mhm.
uncertainty, doubt, objection, you can't overcome that. They need to believe with 100% certainty that this shit, this thing that here, that it's here, is going to take them through the same emotional journey that this person went through. That's the goal. This thing will take them through this emotional journey. That's what they must believe.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that was my main question with the discovery call, updating that with the unique mechanism video. Because now that I have that done, I think that's just gonna tie into everything else way more smoother,
100%, bro.
way more smoothly.
100%.
hmm Now, the next thing was really just practicing the script, like practicing the discovery call. And then when you mean by like, so when you mean by having them salivate for the next call, like having them leave off on like, oh, I can't wait to hop on the call with them, is that done already just by following the script, or is there anything else that I need to do?
I mean, if you look at Cam's calls, if you look at my calls, it's like there's the script, bro, but it's also like a lot of what I'm doing with you. Like it's a lot of like as I'm doing this with you, it's a script.
hmm
It's a flow that I'm going through, but like it's not the exact same. Like for example, I said like, "Hey, do you remember this thing?" And um so it's you just have to be on you just have to be like good on your feet to know to read the person, read the emotions that they're going through. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like there's a script here, right?
hmm
There's a script here. But you have to kind of keep a pulse on them. Like, are they getting emotional with this or no? Like, what kind of other words you need to sprinkle in there to build those emotions, to build that connection, right? You're building a
hmm
connection, right? You're building a connection, right? That's it. Like, if I that's the best way I kind of explain it to you is you're building a connection. You're building a connection with them to the point where they're like, I like Jorge, and I want to meet this guy. I want to talk to him. I think this guy can really help me. I want to talk to him. I like this guy, and I
hmm
think he can help me. And so if you just like follow a script and it's unemotional, it's like a fucking robot. Like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I get like the literally just reading off the script and just hoping that it'll transform into something. I know you gotta dress it up and add the pizzazz in there.
Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question. The point is like the discovery call is going to give you all the ammunition, everything you need uh,
hmm
to conduct the sales call and be efficient. But like again, you're gonna have to dress it up a little bit. And again, that's going to come with you doing 10, 20, 30 of these calls and
hmm
being very intentional about your calls, being very intentional about the words you're saying, how they're reacting to it, right? Just
hmm
okay, my first two calls, I noticed this. Okay, well, on my third call, I'm gonna try this a little bit different. I'm gonna try that a little bit different.
Yeah, because I'm asking this because in my experience, the discovery calls would go well. Like I would get people on the sales calls. But I also something that pissed me off is just, and this could be like something like personal or just how they are is like they always seem so just like I'm an inconvenience to them. Like I called them like I was like trying to, bother them or something. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Like you need the help. Why are you being so just like, whatever? Like, yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got this many students. Yeah, right. Like I
That
don't.
always the case for you, or like sometimes the case for you?
No, that wasn't all the case. Well, it was like sometimes, right? But still, it it was enough where I'm like, man, like what the hell's wrong with these dudes? Like, why they just like
That might
almost.
If somebody is more along the lines of that, it might mean there's the buyer pocket. It's one of the seven buyers beliefs. I don't know if you remember that.
Mhm,
It's like there's a spoon right in the middle, right? There's a thing right in the middle. And so you want them to be right in the middle. So if they're on this side, that means they're too cocky. This means they're not confident enough. If they're too cocky, you need to break them down. If they're not confident enough, you need to like be like, oh, it's gonna work for you because it worked for this person, that person. Da, da, da. Dude, it's a walk in the park. Does that make sense? So to me, it sounds like they're on this end of the ponytail where they're too confident because they have enough student, they have this, they have that. And so yeah, they kind of look at you like, I don't know, this guy's gonna ask for money and I don't know how much money it's gonna be, and I don't know if I fucking give enough fucks. I'm chilling, I'm surviving, I'm making enough money.
think it's because of the like the past experiences with other
Yeah.
agencies where they fuck them over.
So yeah, I mean, think about that. So they come in, they're making okay money. They want to be making more. They don't necessarily know how to make more money, but they have low regards for you guys. Um, and so part of that, man, is like part of that is just your energy, bro. Part of that's your energy on a discovery call. Part of that is your energy on the sales call. Part of that is like showing. I mean, I've had so many calls with so many people that are like, dude, the difference between you and everybody else is like you fucking actually listen, you actually care. That's a big part of it. A big part of it is like actually showing you give enough fucks. People can, a lot of these agencies, and I guess I get it, is like you're doing like fucking 3 discovery calls a day. You're doing 4 sales calls a day. Like these people are running like madmen. And so they're just like fucking, you can tell they're just like fucking asking questions. You've probably been on multiple sales calls like that where they're asking questions. You can tell it's like a fucking script. You can tell they don't actually give a fuck about you. You can tell. And so
Hmm.
a big part of it is like just genuinely trying to care, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like I said, it's not all the time. But
Yeah.
I was wondering like if you had something for that specific situation. Because I've had other calls, same thing where they're like, man, like now
I,
is really the time, I really need your help, blah, 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 blah.
I don't have anything. Like in my experience, every sales call, and Mason was messaging me the other day. I had a sales call with somebody. Mason was like, "Oh, why didn't that person not close?" And I sat there and I gave Mason a response, and then I really thought about it. I'm like, "Oh, I know why. It's because he thinks he already has a solution. It's because he already has some. He's already like running ads and doing some shit, and he thinks this shit's gonna fucking work, and that's why. And for that, I don't have a solution for those people. Those people just need to fuck up their lives and then come to you. That's straight up what it is. They need to fuck up and hurt themselves, and then they'll listen to you. So sometimes some of those are the hardest people to sell to. So I don't have a,
Hmm.
maybe there is a solution. There probably is. Like you can, there's probably like Jeremy Mine or somebody will give you some kind of script. But for me, in my experience, those are the hardest people to sell to.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I'm
want
not
to,
really tripping about it too much, but
yeah.
I just remembering as I'm like getting mentally
The
ready.
only thing you can do, bro, is like I said, is, and I try to do it. So here's the thing. There is this, the solution is this. Remember, there's here and then there's here. And then you want to get, all you have to do is you have to break them down. And so so I don't want to spend too long here, but like I was trying to help this guy understand why his strategy wasn't going to work. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me you're going to do this, 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 but I explained to you that you need to niche down. I explained to you the fact that you can't sell video business card. I explained to you that I broke all this shit down. I'm like, okay, you run the ad, you get the lead, and then what's going to happen? And then what are you going to do when you can't get them results? And it's like he just wasn't fucking wise enough to even see those problems. I was trying to help him understand, like, bro, your strategy is kind of fucked. Like you haven't thought 5 steps down the road, and that's why you need me. But he wasn't wise enough to see that. And you're going to run to some of those people that are not wise enough to see it, and or you're not good enough with your words to be able to help people say it. Your job is to here is to break these people down. Like what I was like explaining. Like your job is like, so that means that's on you, bro. That's on you for you to see 10 steps ahead, like what the problem is, and to be able to like break them down. Whether they have a issue with their strategy right now, or it's like, bro, but you've been here for like fucking 10 years. Like you're here, you're saying you got 5 students, but like I mean, respectfully, like you've been at this revenue for like 10 years. So, I guess like what's the difference between 10 years ago versus today? And some people will still give you an answer like, oh, well, I'm doing this different. And so you have to get them to a point where they're like, yeah, bro, I actually don't know. I don't know what would be different. You have to break them down to a point where like you have to get them to submit to like, I need help. That's maybe the easiest thing I can say. Sorry about all the blaring. Your job is to get them to submit to you. That's the easiest thing I can say. So that's like,
Pun intended.
huh?
I
Pun
said pun intended. Submit.
intended. Submit. I'm having a brain fart and I'm not getting the joke.
Jiu-jitsu, martial arts, you gotta submit to me. That's my brain. I automatically went in there. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah, get them. Yeah, there you go. Get them just
Yeah,
like in
but that
JJ.
makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Um, what else, bro?
That's it, really. That was just the discovery call, just mentally getting myself ready to like. I turn my heads on right now. I'm like, cool. If I get 10 calls tomorrow, I'm like, oh shit. Like the discovery call in my head, I'm like, oh no, I'm not sharp in it. I haven't practiced it as much.
No, I think with the questions that you're asking, bro, the responses I'm giving you, I think you're asking the right questions, and I think you're in a place where you're much better prepared than the last round. much better prepared. You have the mechanism video, much better prepared. As long, again, bro, honestly, genuinely, bro, work every fucking lead, push everyone to a sales call, try to sell somebody, try to sell everybody, bro. I don't give a fuck. Try to sell everybody. That's the different mindset that you're gonna have this time around versus last time we were disqualifying people not working leads hard enough. And just try to collect something and just get enough reps in. And knowing you and seeing you in the trenches, bro, I know, like, bro, like 2, 3 months in, you're gonna be sharp. You'll have enough reps. You'll be sharp.
Yeah, yeah. I think about this now too, but I'm like same mindset where I'm like, I just need more reps. After the first few times, all right, I'm back in this.
Yep, 100%, bro.
Cool.
Cool.
That's it.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, actually, last thing, can we just review my thank you page just to confirm?
Yeah. Where you want to drop a link to it?
Yeah, I sent it to you in my DM, our DM.
Okay. So I would recommend, so yeah, you have the older one, right? You have the older thank you page. I was just telling Jorge Rivera this as well. Is I don't think this is necessarily bad. I just would prefer to have the exact same flow. Um,
Yeah, I just modeled the one that Cam had.
yeah, so the one that Cam has, because we changed it up, right? We changed it up. Um, so this is what the newer version looks like. So, and I can give you even
Oh,
the,
you know what? It's because it's optimized for mobile. Like I did that one. I don't think I made it exactly how it was for desktop. I was
oh,
using it off of mobile.
okay. Then you know, then you good. Are you good here then in terms of what you
Yeah,
need?
that's the one that I was modeling.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, then you're good. Just do this. You're good to go. Your page is very similar. Um, I think just, small little things like having the step 1, 2, 3, these like little things matter. Just like the font, the size of it, like I think it just draws people here. From what I'm understanding from my conversation with Cam, a lot of the people are watching this video. And so I don't want to mix up the variable. I don't want to change things up. And it's like, I don't know why people are not watching. I know this is working, so I don't want to change it up.
Hmm.
You don't need this part's a little bit weird. And he has like a button with a page with testimonies. I don't think you need that. Um,
Yeah, I was thinking because people will most likely be on their phones when they click on it. I went on Cam's on my phone and I modeled it exactly like this on mobile for mine. And then I was going to go in here and just do the same thing for the desktop version. That's why it looks a little bit wonky.
cool. So that's it, man. Those are my thoughts in terms of that. I mean, um, step focus on. I would say, you could have a video in here, that like shows results. Like, um, hey, I'm super excited to have a conversation with you. Um, hey, if have a really quick intro, and then like how you results in the intro of your mechanism video, you could have something similar to that. Again, I think you could like pack this up a little bit more, and then you can have some screenshots and shit, bro. Like I do think you should definitely have like more here in terms of like social proof and results.
So for that, would it be just even like recycling the same exact ones? Like I was thinking about adding Adam's podcast in there, and then I had another interview, like a couple other clips with another professor,
Yeah,
like the ones that I use for my ads.
What's going on?
well, it's not just even that. It's like you can have like what I'm saying is like you can even have like this kind of stuff. You can have screenshots and stuff.
Mm.
The idea is like screenshots. You can have literally a screenshot of this, bro. You can have all these like the idea. You can have this. The idea is that when they get down here, like when I look at this, I just like this. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it's maybe the human psychology, but I get down here, I only see two, and I'm like, no, I'm used to seeing more
It's like
because
underwhelming.
it's too underwhelming to the point where it raises a red flag. So if you were to have more stuff in here, it wouldn't raise a red flag.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I look at cams is like this is like what I typically feel. You get down here, you just keep scrolling. Nobody's fucking watching this shit, but it's like it does something, creates some kind of an emotional feeling in you of like, oh, there's multiple results.
Mm.
versus I get to yours, there's like I come down here, I'm like, oh, that this is some more stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But those are my thoughts. What else you got for me, bro?
That was it.
Okay. Cool, cool. Well, just keep me posted. Um, Guessing we're gonna launch ads this week then. Rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. I might hit you up just to make sure that everything's like good as far as like my ad setup, right? Because I'm gonna do the since I got you here for the middle of funnel, am I just linking that back to my regular calendar page? Call to actions all going to the calendar page. Okay. And then for that, is it you said I know you mentioned last time like just have a bunch of like random stuff in there, like not
Have-
random, but like different types of styles in there.
Yeah, like have your top of funnel stuff in there, right? Top of funnel ads. And then if you want to try out some middle funnel things that you feel like would work well, that like maybe kill objections or slightly different angles, then throw those in there. And again, you're not spending a bunch of money. You're spending maybe 5-10% of the budget there.
Yeah.
So that's it. The idea is just to capture the clicks so that the clicks don't go to waste. But really, we're spending
Yeah.
money. The most, it's just like, it's not going to make a huge difference in terms of like the amount of money revenue you're going to generate. It's just,
Yeah.
I wouldn't stress about it too much. Like, oh, I don't know if this creative's gonna work or not. We'll look back in like a month's time and then look at the numbers and then just kill what we think might not be worth having in there.
And then in there it's the same, just follow the same videos that's in the CMCC for like targeting, like the people who watch this certain amount of watch time from this video from top of funnel, and then just throw like my content that I've been putting up, throw it in there.
Yeah. So I honestly, if I were you, I would have an ad set. I mean, I personally have, I think I have like, so here's what I think I do. I basically have one campaign, it's a CBO, and then I have an ad set that's like Facebook engagers and then IG engagers. And then I have one that's site visitors the last 30 days. And then I have one that's like 50% video viewers. So this is like, these are social media interactors. These are people that have visited the site. And then these are people that have interacted with any of my videos. So this like, and then again, and these are each ad sets, and then I have ads within them. And it's the same ads within each of them. And again, I just give the budget to CBO. I say, Facebook, you fuck with it, put it wherever you think would be best. I don't even think about it. And I just leave it here. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it for like, I don't know, a year.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, you could do that.
All right, cool. That's it.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, yeah, keep me posted,
Thank you,
bro.
bro. About to knock out these steps. Shit on Mason.
Sounds good. Um, Mr. Aiden and Tenny, how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Cool, cool, cool. I know I threw a lot of stuff your way,
It
earlier
was
today.
it was so good.
To help?
Yo, yeah, that was yeah. I was rewatching the I was rewatching it and I was like, I feel like you can even see it in my demeanor. I'm just like kind of like almost like sad and not just not kind of confident, just not confident. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta redo all of it.
No, I wouldn't say you're not confident. You've always kind of stricken me as like, just kind of like very serious and get right to it. Kind of like a doctor energy. And I feel like that works very well. Maybe once you have like the discovery call or sales call, but like for your marketing, you want to be more light and loose, I think, to attract people in. But yeah, I don't think you look sad or anything. It was more about like the words and like the semantics and the higher level psychology of like what we're talking about, dude.
Yeah, I get it though.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, what did you want to go over on our call today? Is there something specific, bro?
I mean, I don't have anything specific. I guess an update on the call funnel. Um,
Yeah.
is the cost per booked call got to above $100. So I cut off that ad set, duplicated a new one, and I just did that today. So hopefully we'll get more booked calls. Um,
Okay. So do you want to pull up your ad set really quick, your campaign ad set? We just have a look really quick.
yeah.
Did you guys have by any chance you guys have your Excel updated?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll look at the Excel first, and then we'll get into your ads manager then. Um, where are you guys at? Oh, you guys are that. Okay. Okay. So last, so when did we make like the big a big pivot? It was like it was this week that we spoke about the pixel and everything, the 31st, I think. And then the tweaks that we made, we should see on 7th, so 7th. Okay. So 8.
Yeah.
So CPM is so let me actually like which one of these columns should I say you change the pixel? Because I just want to compare results from the tweaks.
Oh, yes. That would have been around the 6th, or the 7th, maybe
Okay.
yeah.
So new, so basically I'll just kind of put in here new pixel targeting simplified. Okay. Okay, so from this week, our CPM increase, link click 17, cost per link click is a little bit high. Initially, we got a book call. Your cost per book call here was 133, and your cost per book call was 42 here. Hmm. Counter page. Okay, cost per live discovery call. Okay, so we had the stuff this week, and then I remember we were talking about things potentially puttering out, and that would have been so this week. So, what have you done from here to here? Like, did you create another ad set? Did you make some tweaks, or did you just like let that rip and just kind of like that's these are the numbers from the initial ad set? Like, basically, what I'm asking is like these two columns, are they from the exact same ad set, add everything, or like did you make different ad sets, different ad?
They're from the same ad set. I did mess around with another ad because the way it's set up right now, it's dynamic and then it's got like two different uh copies, and then two different headlines, I think, or maybe even four. And I like looked at the ones that were doing the best, and I was like, hey, I will just make an ad. And they were doing like well by a lot. It's like the other ones were spending money on like those, ad copy or those headlines, but it wasn't even generating any leads. And these other ones were like really low. So, anyways, I messed around making a new ad. Didn't really do anything. So I just duplicated the ad set, and that was today. So
When
that $145 booked call, that is from the same exact ad set this week.
okay, so we had this ad set and we're doing well, and then you're like, hey, what if things putter out? And I'm like, okay, cool, let's just like let it rip and just see what happens. And then you're cool, and then you just create another ad set, and this book call that came, did this come from the original ad set or did it come from the new ad set?
The new one, like
The,
the one that's in this column, that was from the original.
okay, gotcha. So, okay. So if that's the case, then your cost per book call, if we were to average it out, it's basically 363 plus 118 divided by 9. That would give us a cost per book call of 53 bucks, right? So
Yeah,
basically what I did is I added these two divided by 9, and that gave me a book call of 53. Obviously, that's an average, but the skewed data is like it's more along this in terms of the current cost. So yeah. let's go ahead and like maybe pull up your campaign and that's it. So I just like visually see what you guys are working with. So go ahead and click on campaigns. And then is this the main one, the narrowed one, the one that's turned on?
This is the new one. If you scroll over to and sort by amount spent
Oh yeah.
or like results actually.
So
That
yeah, amount spent. Click on Tenny. Can you click on amount spent? There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So if you scroll down, so are you saying you create a brand new ad set or a brand new campaign?
brand new ad set. I took that campaign with the winning ad that had been doing well until this week, and then I just duplicated it exactly with the winning ad to see if I could just duplicate it and get it.
So you duplicated the ad set into a new campaign, or you duplicated the campaign, or you duplicated the ad set?
The campaign is exactly the same. That no new ad, no new campaign, just a new ad set. Just
Okay.
copy and paste it.
So let's go and select narrowed contractor, the one that's blue. Um, and let's go to the ad set level.
Then you go to see the settings.
So no,
That's
not yet, not quite. Go and X out of that. So go ahead and select the initial ad set that was getting great results last week. Is that
so that top one, yeah.
so go ahead and just check it. No, you don't have to click on it, just put a check next to it. Okay, cost per results, $50 per lead, amount spent is that. Go ahead and okay. And then go and filter by cost per result. Scroll down, just on the left where it says left.
Oh yeah. Right there.
Okay. So basically $50, 55. Um, I think the 1661 remind you, that's like that was the consumer, right? Aiden?
Yeah, also that was a conversion API duplicating the lead event, so it was twice that. But yeah, that was the consumer.
Okay. And then the 10421, remind me what that one is again?
That was the one that we did before we narrowed the targeting. It like had a ton of different, interests.
Was it getting you any it looks like three, were they like business owners? Were they contractors? This one?
Two were business owners and one was actually the same consumer that
Oh yeah, yeah.
the other
Okay.
one. But yeah, the other two were real business owners.
So 312 divided by 2. So your cost per book call is about 156. Okay. So right now we have narrowed contractor interest, the one that's in blue. And all you did is you took the one that was 55.16 per whatever per lead. And then so I guess the goal right now is, hey, maybe that ad set is puttered out. We have a brand new ad set, exact same ad, exact same target, exact same everything. And hopefully this one has some juice behind it. Is that the logic?
That's the logic.
Okay.
When we talked about the ad sets puttering out, that's what we had talked about.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fine, dude. Um, so I don't know what what do you think based off of your like guess, based off what you've seen maybe like with Righteous and Riviera and the guys and you, what do you think your average cost per book call is? Like if based off of the data that we spent so far, like what do you think is like realistic, that's normal, that's healthy? What do you think?
What's normal?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like for example, Jeremy was getting book calls for like $80 and it was for 1 month and I was like, that's cool, but that's like probably honeymoon season and your cost per book call is probably not 80, it's probably around like $100. That's probably what's like normal for you, for him. That's what I'm asking is like, what do you think is like pretty normal in line for you guys?
I mean, maybe it was just the honeymoon phase, but it was like 40, $50. It was closer to like 40, $45.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering too, man. I'm wondering if that 55 bucks that you have is like honeymoon phase or if that's like legit. I don't know. I don't have the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Um,
I
it
don't
was,
know.
it was
Go ahead.
interesting. The the one that I turned off just barely, that has the 9 leads. Um, I had it off for a second, or oh, it was the ad. There's an ad inside there that I had it off while I was testing a different ad, and then I turned it back on, the working ad back on, and then it did book another appointment, but it still spent a ton of money before that without booking any appointments. But after I turned it back on, it did book another appointment. So
Interesting. So if I'm here, I'm guessing what was happening is you have that ad set that was last week. It was doing well. You're afraid it's going to putter out. You're spending money. It's not doing anything. You turn off the ad to go test some other stuff, come back and then turn on the ad, and then it books a call,
yeah,
right? Did it book a call right away or did it take a little bit of time?
it was. I think it was same day.
Really? Phew. Okay. So what I'm thinking, dude, is like I'm thinking your new ad set. We try to keep it on for 2, 3 days, and hopefully we have fun, honeymoon phase 55, 60, $60. And in the event that you don't really get anything, man, and I would say, it's like I don't want you to waste money.
Yeah,
It's like again, this is how I would play it if you went that route, is like I would have that ad set on and I would wait for about $120. And if I don't get anything, then I would turn that off and I would turn the original back on. Or your other option is just to like turn that off, turn the original on, just be like, hey, look, my costs are about like $10, and that's a realistic number for me.
yeah,
Those are kind of the two routes that I'm seeing right now.
yeah. With the new one, the CPM is already way lower. The
Okay.
click rate is higher, and it spent like a decent amount of money, or like it started to spend like it's like $16, and I feel like at that point you usually start to see. Anyways, it'll probably obviously go up. The CPM will go up with more time. The click-through rate will come down with time, but this is off to a much better start than the one that had been working. Like way better start.
Okay. Can you go and select that Tenny, the one with the blue check mark? Yeah. And then deselect the other one. Yep. And then click on the ad level and then just by maximum. So okay, and then filter by like ad spend. Okay, I see what you're. So why are there so many ads in here though, man?
uh, yeah, I've had a lot of ideas. I've kind of tested a couple things here and there. Those were most of those are not ones that I was ever going to use. I just didn't delete them.
Just
I was just
you
being lazy.
just duplicate and just didn't delete them. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. And then scroll to the left, man. Um, what CPM are we looking at here? Um,
We need to add it. Yeah. There you go.
so we're looking at 49.75 versus your CPM before was
Like 80, almost 90.
yeah, yeah. Okay, well it's different depending on story versus advantage placement, right? Um,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
But
What were you saying?
I was like, I was just comparing it to the Advantage Plus one, not the story one, because
Right,
it
right.
was working, but it did have the high CPM.
Cool, man. What are you thinking in terms of game plan?
Yeah, I agree with that. Let it spend $120, and if it doesn't, then turn the other one back on and just accept that we're gonna have a higher cost per book calls.
Yeah.
So
And some niches Jeremy's that way, right? He's cost per book calls around $100. He's making it work. You just have to collect more cash. And again, these guys have more cash compared to
100%.
Rivera, who's his book calls are like $10 or something, right? So
Yeah, another thing I keep forgetting too is we need to film those videos, and it's totally possible that those blow these text ads out of the water. So
100%, 100%. Yeah, I just yeah, I mean I feel pretty good about it. I wish the costs were a little bit cheaper. For me, the way I look at it is like let's say what we're saying is true. We turn this on, and if it works, great, and we got like another honeymoon phase 56 bucks, then maybe we just keep repeating it like once a week.
We work on videos probably 3 to 4 months in advance, but before that, like there's an ideation where we brainstorm what they are for.
I don't know who that was, but so maybe the idea is that you're duplicating ad sets like once a week, once every 2 weeks, and we just keep this rolling, and that's like your baseline. And then we figure out video ads and everything else in the meantime to beat this as a control. I just want to consistently see you guys doing like, relatively cheap enough calls. Like that's the goal. It's like as long as you're staying within $100, dude, we're okay. We'll figure some shit out to try to beat it. And if we can, great. If we can't beat it, we eat it and just say, hey, this is the name of the game in terms of this niche. Um, yeah, man. I guess like what else is bringing through your head right now? In terms of like questions, comments, thoughts, or strategy, or what you should be focusing on.
Do you have anything? I just am excited to remake the mechanics video with all the feedback that I got. I just feel like if I can make it with all those tweaks that you gave,
Yeah.
I think it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. That it's going to do a lot of heavy lifting for you guys for sure. Um, and I know you can. It's a few takes, dude.
Yeah.
Just record yourself a few times. I know everybody in here. Mason, I think I joked about it. He took him like fucking 3 days to do it. So as long as it takes you less than 3 days, you're good. Um, but looking at your numbers, so okay, we've booked 10. So we booked 11 calls. We've had book sales meetings. Okay, live sales meetings, cost per live sales meeting, cost. Okay, so live sales meetings, no show, discovery call, um, live sales meetings. I think we can sales meetings to be had still. So out of these two book sales meetings, have you already had them, or did they ghost, or you have not had them?
Haven't had them yet.
Okay, so they're not ghosts.
No.
Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, good, good. When are you supposed to have these?
One of them is in a week from Friday. He had to push it back out. He does big giant custom homes and giant projects. He had to help design another really big project, I guess. And he still is interested. And the other one, I don't know if I don't know if this one should be there. That one that you were just on. I don't know if that one should be there. So I was like,
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if it's not supposed to be on there, let's get rid of it.
there's a couple guys that I'm working with to schedule the sales call. I shouldn't have waited to have the mechanics video, but I did. I was like, hey, let me send you this video, and it's just kind of dragged on as yeah. So and then it was kind of interesting. One lady was a VA from Kazakhstan, but she was doing it on behalf of the business owners who work in San Francisco. And so that was kind of crazy. Basically, I'm just going to send them the mechanics video as well with like, she just asked for that with some numbers. And so I'm like, well, I guess if I can't talk to them anyways, just shoot my shot.
Yeah. Okay. So you booked a sales call this week, or which one of these is a sales call booking?
Uh, Sorry, is this then maybe I should ask this question. I should have asked this sooner. Uh, is it booked calls that are supposed to happen that week, or I booked a call this week that's happening in the future?
Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of run through this from the top to bottom, make sure we're on the same page. So basically, we've got your book calls here, right? And so you've got 11 total. And then what we want to have is we want to have a 60% conversion rate in terms of the people we have a conversation with, right? So 6 divided by 11, that's good enough, right? So you've spoken to 6 out of 11 people, that's good enough. If your number was lower than this, if your number was like 4 or 3, I'd be like, dude, you need to double dial, you need to work your old leads, you need to go through your pipeline, and you should still be doing that, right? I want to like, I mean, get this number 6, you want to get this as close as possible to 11. And then from there, what I'd like to see is, so you have your discovery calls and you have your live. So live to discovery, live to book should be about 60%. And then in terms of live, um, you can, instead of saying no show, you can just say discovery call to be had still. Because let's say you have 11 discovery calls booked, and then let's say 4 of them are to be had still, then I know 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that you only one person no showed. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like I'm trying to figure out like how many people are no showing. So it sounds like you have six. So again, so 6, and then so the goal is from live discovery call to book sales meetings. This number we want it to be a 3 at least. So if you talk to 6 people, we want to say at least 3. And then I would say that even if somebody's telling you like, oh, I mean, I would say that if somebody's telling you, hey, look, I need to wait to schedule out this or that, if I were you, dude, I would just get something scheduled just to find a reason and just say, hey, look, no, I totally get it. I need to get something count in the books just because our organization, our guys are kind of like madmen in terms of how many calls we're taking here. And so I just need to get you on the calendar. And of course we can move it if we really need to move. I do need to get you on the calendar. Again, something like that. So that's a little bit tip for you. I would not be pushing things, right, dude? Like again, I know your reason was part of it was like the mechanism video and stuff, obviously, but moving forward, 100% need to like get that shit booked in. So this number really should be at least a 3.
Yeah, it would have been if I hadn't been waiting on the mechanism video. They were, and I muffed that up. So
Okay. So as long the reason I'm going over this with you is just so again you understand the KPIs moving forward of like what you should be aiming for. So this should be a 3. And then in terms of live sales means it would basically be a 1.5 because you want to have at least 50% of the people show up. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. So have you had a live sales meeting or you haven't had one yet?
I haven't had one yet.
Okay, so you've had 6 discovery calls. How are you feeling about the discovery calls so far? How are you feeling about them?
I'm feeling pretty good. I definitely need to improve. I need to post the links for those in this in the call recordings, but
Yeah. I
getting
definitely
better.
want
I definitely need to improve, and I mentioned this, this one guy was like super driven by money, but I didn't dig any deeper into that and hit those emotional points. So I like looking to improve for sure.
Yeah. Definitely like I think we spoke about that. It's like definitely your big thing is like just you're so like good at what you do. You both are just so good at what you do. And it's just about a little bit more emotional, a little bit more salesy. Like that's kind of the big thing I'm seeing with both of you guys. Like you guys just have such good results that you guys don't push as hard as like I think other people do that don't have your results. And so
Well,
it's
and,
kind of
and the notes that you gave me are, in my mind, it's not just a changing the script. That's a complete paradigm shift.
yeah.
It's from, yeah, what we do works to like our stuff is the shit. Nobody else does it like we do. Nobody else is doing this, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a complete exact. It's because you're not used to talking that way, dude. Because like
Yeah.
you've had your referrals that people already know, like trust you. You don't feel like you have to act like hot shit. You already have these great results. So you kind of come across as like if you ever see like a movie, there's like an older dude with like a beard. He's like very stoic. He doesn't say a lot of fucking words, and you kind of like you guys are like that. It's like well, that works, but like also like, you're leading an alpha pack of like 60 dudes who've like all worked with you for years that trust you, so you don't have to say much words. But a new kid on the block who doesn't know you, like you got to kind of like spruce it up a little bit. And so that's the part for you guys. Like that's the big I'm seeing with you guys. You guys have great results, but it's like focusing being a little bit more flashy, a little bit more salesy. That's what you guys need to focus on for the sales side of things, from what I'm seeing so far. Marketing, sales, all that. But you get it. you get it based off of like what I'm hearing here. You get it. So that's the most important part. So
Yeah, that stuff is gonna change the discovery calls 100%.
good, good. Yeah, man. And when you get them in here, man, like again, like when you get them in here, like let me know. I'll have a skim through one or two of them. And then again, you know how like you said, like the voice notes and all that kind of like helped you with a paradigm shift. I promise you, get me a discovery call. I'll give you a bunch of feedback and that'll create a paradigm shift as well. I promise.
Okay, good deal.
Okay. But yeah, other questions, comments, concerns, thoughts?
That's it.
10, you
Well,
got anything?
yeah, I got nothing.
Cool, cool. All right. If that's everything, then I'm gonna move on to the next person, guys. Okay, okay, okay. Who do we have next? So we got Riviera, Righteous, Aman. Is Aman here? Aman is not here. Um, okay, cool. All right. Give me a second, Riviera. I'll be right back, okay? And we'll get started.
I think he's been drinking a lot of water, so he pees a lot. I guess. Daniel, let me know if that gets rejected, by the way, or accepted.
Yeah, for sure.
But generally, if you just stick to like the basic part of it, you should be good, hopefully.
Right.
Um, but did it charge you? Did it? Oh yeah, you should change the
Yeah,
change the business name to the LLC.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the LLC is always capped.
Cool. Yeah, it's been charging me, but you live, you learn. I think it's been a while since I've honestly, yeah, kind of went to the A2P. I've been honestly using other sub accounts that already have the verification,
Did
which
you ever get on with like a rep?
no, I just used to follow this YouTube video and I'd
Oh,
always get approved. I really haven't ran into too many issues on this, so I think this is just kind of a learning curve, but
what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think because Go High Level, what they did before is when everyone was having the same issues with it that you're having right now, they opened up their like live support to just handle questions on that.
Mhm.
So you could actually run through with one of them just to see what's going on because they can kind of tell you a little bit deeper on why it's getting like rejected or like what words are causing it to fuck up, if that makes sense.
Okay, I could just always open a support ticket. I mean, I gave him expectations, the clients, that hey, this could take 2 weeks, so I'm at least on week one still. So,
Oh, there you go.
I set
Nice.
the clear expectations, and he kind of understands, and he's been super chill. So,
Yeah, I usually get my workouts in the morning or afternoon, but I literally got it done right before the coaching call. So it's a gallon of water. Um, so my bad about that. But all right. So we want to go over KPIs. KPIs, top of funnel. Where do you want to start?
I mean,
You start with your
I mean,
KPIs?
the KPIs haven't changed much. I did have a slowdown the last 2 days. I usually get like three a night, but I just got one the last 2 days. But the one I got was this morning, so I should be good. I was about to touch it, and then whatever. But um, yeah, I think you're on the HVAC niche. You're doing a throwback KPI sheet, but
I'll bring this Excel up.
don't traumatize me.
Let's
So
see.
yeah, I think
Okay,
that one's
close
it.
out of the old
I
one
just
then.
updated that one.
I don't know why it's not loading. Oh, well. So okay, so right now,
Let me know if the changes. I mean, the
spent
biggest changes I
270
made
bucks.
was like, oh, you
Million
can.
clicks. So So can you guys hear me? Because you guys are like frozen for me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, yo, yo,
Yeah, we can hear you.
yo, yo, yo.
I can hear
Can you
you.
guys I can okay, cool. So I'm gonna switch back. Daniel, I think your Wi-Fi is like pretty low from what I see. You got like red bars.
Oh
So just
no.
a heads up there.
Okay.
So okay, you're better now. Things are better now. Okay, so 27 book calls. Your book call is like fucking nuts, bro. It is nuts. Um Live discovery call. So seven. So let's see here. 7 divided by 27. We're about 25%. We want to see if we can try to pick this up. Um, Book sales call. So we're good here. Just the cash, right? The cash that we're collecting. That's a big thing for us. I don't see anything that's broken in terms of your KPIs other than we just need to collect more cash.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to see like what I did on the bottom, if that's like if that's good, because I'm gonna like basically referral deal like outside of the funnel. Like I don't know, it's probably not gonna happen that often, right? But I just was curious if that's okay, like basically having the numbers right under that, basically reflecting the data after the referral.
Um, I think I think
Because you mentioned new tab,
I
but
think for
I don't
now
know.
this is okay.
For now, it's okay.
Yeah, for now it's okay. And the reason is like I don't know that we need to create a whole nother sheet just for referrals because I don't know how many people you're gonna get from referrals. My guess is that you're not gonna get a tremendous amount of people. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if it's worth us like creating a whole nother thing. So
Yeah.
for now it's fine. And
Okay.
whatever I've done it's fine.
Okay. Cool.
Cash collected up. It's okay. What else?
Basically, I mean, yeah, what was the thing on Slack? I think, yeah, I I guess right now, I guess my funnel kind of slowed down, so I've just been really kind of doing internal stuff, right? Just fixing up internal stuff. I guess I didn't put in the notes, but if you could take maybe I could screen share my thank you page.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So in terms of your ads, yeah, first of all, are you like duplicating the ad set?
I haven't done it since I turned it on since we originally switched this niche, so it's been the same ad set since the start. I haven't actually touched anything.
So what is your, I know we're looking at the Excel the way that we are, but like if you broke it down, like if you were to say like what is your cost for book call like the last, I don't know, 4 days, three.
3 or 4 days cost per book call. I mean, probably if I'm spending $20 a day and I only got one call booked, it's probably like $40. So it's kind of going up in terms of the last couple days. Like usually I get three a day, right? But I think it's kind of slowed down. In the last 2 days, I've only gotten one. So I probably should duplicate that. That's basically my thing is, but I just caught this one this morning, so I was like, I don't know. So my goal is like, because it's always at
It's up
night,
to you.
late at
I
night.
feel like, I mean, I feel like like with some of the other guys, I think that $10 for a book call, I think you're in a honeymoon phase. Let me know if you can hear me, by the way.
I can hear you. You're a little frozen, but I can hear you.
Okay. So if you can hear me, basically, so my internet's a little bit unstable. Testing, 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 testing. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like you're pretty much like in the testing phase or you're in the honeymoon phase where like your cost per book call is like about $10 and that's just like unheard of. It's probably realistically around like $50, dude. Like that's probably like your actual cost per book call. Um, so if you want, you can duplicate it or you can just leave it as it is.
Mhm.
Um, I'm afraid to mess anything up. Like your shit's so good, I'm afraid to mess anything up.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was gonna give it like one more day.
yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Like give it like another day or two. And if things
Mhm.
creep up to a place where it's like $70 for a book call, like, okay, yeah, let's maybe like duplicate and then like try to bring it down like $20. And we're probably gonna like here's what my guess is my guess is that you're gonna be able to do this, and we're probably gonna creep up to about $50 per book call. And then at that point, you're gonna be at your like your actual cost per book call. And it'll probably hover and stay around $50.
For sure. Yeah, because today, if I just put today,
Yeah.
got that one lead.
So today
Uh,
you spent 20
I got
bucks
that.
for one person. Let's do like the last like 3 days. Or yeah. Or even just Monday through, yeah, that's fine.
This is kind of where the slowdown's been.
So
I can kind of put maybe an extra day.
yeah. So whoa, holy cow. So you went from like 8 to 1?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I usually get like 3 or 4 a night, and then like the last 2 or 3 days, I just gotten one. So
Huh. Okay, so yeah, I my guess is that yeah, my guess is that it'll continue to be like this then. Because whenever I've seen like dramatic things like this, it kind of just like stays there.
okay,
So yeah.
maybe just wait one day or two, and then just kind of start doing my duplicating process.
Yep, probably. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I just want to see because yeah, that's the only thing that I've seen that's kind of different. But other than that, like it's pretty much just the same ad, and I just noticed it's unpublished edits. You think that might be an issue, the unpublished edits?
Um, when did that's I mean
I just realized that's there.
crap, yeah, something's going on. So uh
Maybe review and
filter
publish
by
it. Oh, sorry, what was that?
um what refresh the page real quick. Um filter. So is that the one that's unpublished? Is that the winning one all this
That's the
time?
winning one, yeah.
Like if I were to filter by max, that's like what's getting all the budget, that's what's booking all the calls. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like yeah, review and publish for sure.
Yeah, I may have just hit edit to look at something and then sometimes it just does that. So,
Probably. Yeah, probably that's probably what happened.
mhm.
Cool. So yeah, just keep me posted. Like let me know, me and Mason know inside of our Slack here in a day or two. If what you come is like drastically different. But
Okay.
yeah, in terms of your thank you page,
I mean, obviously this obviously it's kind of like everywhere, but I just feel like I have a lot of filler. Like I said, I'm gonna have a testimonial I'm editing with my girlfriend right now, so hopefully I can start stacking these guys.
yeah.
Just to kind of show more.
Mhm.
Kind of made something similar, smaller, because I noticed like I don't know, I noticed Cam's was pretty long, like big in terms of the text, so I just have like a more of a short one.
Can
Uh,
you yeah, I think it's fine. It looks a little bit different than his. I would try to just get it as similar as possible to his. Like if you
yeah, maybe.
go back, so scroll up to his. Okay, scroll up and then now click on yours. So yeah, you see there's like small little things, like for example, the line that he has. See that?
Oh yeah, yeah. So
All
copy it
those,
down to the T, even the like the style.
yeah, copy everything, dude. Like everything to a T. Like, and
Uh-huh.
and the reason for that is like I just know that this works. I don't know exactly why it works, but I don't want to screw up on variables. So on it, the reason I kind of sent you the snapshot is like, let's say you take the snapshot, you download it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you clone his thank you page to your funnel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Is like you clone your thank you page to his funnel, you clone
Yeah.
his thank you page to your funnel, and then you just plug and chug. This way you can't screw it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason I was thinking the snapshot I was like, oh, maybe he just wants me to have like the pipeline automations, but you're thinking of it from like just getting this page.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, and then just at the bottom, whatever you can do to make it look as similar as his. You don't need that whole thing. I don't know why you did that. Like step three with the button and everything. I don't think you need it. You can get rid of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Step three could just be like look at the testimonials on the like direct
yeah,
them to keep scrolling or something.
yeah, yep.
Okay. Yeah, I like his too, and but yeah, I mean, yeah, I was struggling with my scripted one. I just felt like I just needed to wing it, and I feel like I at least hit the like the key things. So I'm probably most likely gonna look at Jorge's again and just like try to do it again at some point. Uh,
Remind me inside of Slack, um, that yours is done, and then I'll have a look at it probably tomorrow. I'll
okay.
probably leave comments or something. I'll give it a watch if I feel like it's like 80%, 90% of the way there, I'll probably just like leave comments here. If I feel like there's more work, I'll just leave comments directly on the Loom videos. This because you'll probably refilm it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So
Uh,
that's that regarding
that's
your
that.
page.
And then I think, yeah, what I mentioned here. Um, yeah, I mean, do you think I even need to worry about this, like the video for the top of funnel right now to get more qualified leads? Or, I mean, right now we're kind of in a weird moment where the leads kind of got slowed down, so I don't know if it's even something I should consider or put my time into.
Your most important task, in my experience, over and over again, is ensuring your pipeline gets filled. That is the most important thing. Everything else comes second to that. So if I'm you, you have a day or two where we're gonna just kind of chill out before ads, like anything happens with ads. So if I were you, I would take these 1 or 2 days, make sure we knock out the mechanism stuff,
Mechanisms.
right? Like make sure it's
Yeah.
down, and then also you can start scripting your video ads. So we can go and start working on that.
Okay. Um, Video ad, and then I could just send you over the scripts and stuff.
Well, you'll just do it in the Trello, right?
Yeah, the Trello, I could upload it, and yeah, I'll put upload in Trello.
Well, you should already have a Trello. And so if you go into the Trello,
Mm-hmm.
if you check, okay, so I don't know if I closed that one out. So
I think
it,
I have it. It's just for some reason I have to
yeah,
go
there.
through a way to get to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so click on five, set five, and then click on that again.
This.
Just click anywhere on the screen. Yep, click there. And then, yep. And then this is already in place. So add one you want to do, like you 100% want to do that one. Just swap it out slightly for your niche. Add
Mm-hmm.
two, there's another winning ad. So send me a message inside Slack as well to send you Cam's winning ads. He has two winning ads, and I think both of them are going to work really well. So add one is the one that just like works across the board. That's why I kept it in there. And so you can use that one, and then we'll create his second one. And then from there, you can have like other ones. You can have like the traditional Cole Gordon ad of like I guarantee you this, and if like
Mm-hmm.
multiple different variations, and we'll just test. We'll see what works.
I could probably do his same angle too, because I think I've seen it a while back, right? In terms of Cam's ad, and he kind of says, "I was a duck cleaner." I
That's
could
it.
say I was a photographer or something. I don't know,
Boom,
but
that's it. Like add one is a specific type of thing of like we work the leads, get them over your way. You don't have to worry about anything. AI magic system versus the angle two is like, hey, I'm not just another marketer. I'm a photographer. I built this from the ground up for myself and for my girlfriend. And then now we're finally rolling this out. So it's a different angle of like, hey, I've been in the trenches. So those are two
Very
different.
credible. I actually really like that.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's
cool.
that's my guess as to like why it works so well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll definitely do those two. And then again, if you want to do two, three more, and then when you're done with this, all you do is you just put it in the pipeline, you just put it into like review for Koshik and just let me know, and then I'll go in there, I'll tweak it up for you.
Sweet. And yeah, I could notify you once I move it over too.
Sweet.
Um, cool. I think that's it for that. I guess the only thing in terms of like actual like the one client I just closed, we have an onboarding scheduled Monday, so I'm gonna be able to hash more stuff out with her for sure, set expectations. But she filled out the kickoff form and yeah, she put like I put like share your big no-nos. We don't want to jeopardize your business with us or relationships or anything I should know. Ignore the other. There's two people that respond here, but basically the one I'm wanting to talk about is basically she says, launch ads without me knowing, messaging potential clients without me knowing, using my photographs without me knowing in ways that I don't approve. All pretty reasonable stuff, right? Now this one's like using other photographs in my ads to show potential clients. One of the one of the guys, Josiah, he's pretty down with that. Like Wendy, I even talked with her. It's like, dude, this guy's in South Carolina. Like he can use my photos to get the freaking leads. Like she doesn't care. She's super chill, right? She's not just a client, she's my girlfriend, so she's like super chill. She kind of knows like, hey, they're not in my territory. Like they can use my ads for basically to generate the same results. It looks like to her, she doesn't want to do that, right? So is that something I try to convince her to be like, hey, like this is something that we're licensing out her photos for you to kind of garner results? Like maybe I have to ask her questions on why, but I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on that in terms of like me even doing that? Or do you think I should just use their content, um, use their photos and try to generate the same results with maybe just doing the same type of looking ad, but just with their photos?
Yeah, I don't approve using other photographers in my ads to show, but she's saying using other photographers in my ads or other photographers' work.
Photographs. Yeah. So like if I were to show you kind of the ad I'm doing with Wendy, her winning ad is this one right here. And then with Josiah, which is a different client, not the one making this comment, he's basically I'm using some of his photos, and then I said, Josiah, we're gonna also run Wendy's photos um, on your basically and launch the ads because I've already ran the ads. We do that for a lot of our other clients, and it generates the same results. So we're gonna put like basically your photos in the race, and then a mix of her photos in the race, and just
So
get you results.
So I don't, first of all, I don't know about the onboarding form. Um, I mean, here's the thing is like, again, you need to get 30 clients before you see everything and you know how to mitigate every issue. That's what
Mm-hmm.
makes it matter now. Now, here's again, we probably put this down your tab, put this down somewhere, knowing that one thing you want to say, and again, this is why your mechanism video is so fucking important. And this is why, because you're telling them hey, we've already figured out the perfect ad that just works. We have an ad that we use that we spent tens of thousands of dollars and put this ad together that basically trains the AI algorithm to get you portraits and this and that. So what you're saying to them is like, hey, we've curated this, and I don't know if you know this, you probably already do, but like if you put a photo in an ad versus, I'm sorry, if you put a woman in an ad versus a man in an ad for the exact same offer, exact same business, it's going to attract different kinds of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you can explain that to people on the discovery call, you can explain that to people on the sales call and again on the mechanism video. And so what happens is now it doesn't become an issue. So right now it's like, again, it goes back to sales are well choreographed dance of objection preventing. Same thing, you prevent this objection by saying what you need to say on the mechanism video on the sales call. And again, this is only if it's true. Now if I were you, I would say something along the lines of that if you need to constantly be running this particular ad because this just works. So that's what I would be doing in the future. Now, so if I were you in the future, I would go into, again, your mechanism, you're going to do what you're going to do. Hey, we have a very specific ad that just works. It attracts like this ad that we've created. We've used AI and ensure that this is the perfect to get whatever, make it make sense. And then on your discovery call, you kind of go over, okay, so what we do is we start with an ad and it's a collage of portrait photos to attract our ideal avatar. And then from there, this happened, that happened, that happened. So again, you're saying the same thing as the mechanism video. And then on the sales call, you're saying, hey, so what we do is we start off with this as a base. Now, if you want to give me your photos, we'll do a control as well, where we're going to run this ad as well as yours, and we're going to see which one performs better. So you can say that on the sales call. Okay. Now, on your call with her moving forward, what I would say is when you onboard her, and what you want to say is, hey, you want to explain this to her in a nice way. It's like, hey, I was running through answers to onboard questions and I noticed a few things. My number one priority task is to get your results. And I would assume that's your number one task as well, like making you money. Yeah. She would say, yeah. It's like, so here's what we've come to find. This is what we do all the time. And again, if this is like, and hand to God, honest to God, this is your best opportunity at making money. We have a photo that we create, and sure, I know what she's thinking, and so you can address that as well. What we do is we create a photo ad that works. We use AI to determine that this winning ad works. The way Facebook ads works is like if you have a woman in the ad, that's going to attract a certain type of person. If you have a man, it's going to attract. If you have an African person, it's going to attract a certain type of person. So what we do is we create this ad, the one that you show this, and what we've come to find is with the data, this is what gets us the cheapest cost per book call. It's going to attract the right type of person in. And so this is what we always start with at the very beginning. Now, Jenny, I know what you're probably thinking is like, hey, I want to display my work. I want to make it authentic. I want when people hire me, they hire me for my work because of what they've seen. I completely get it. That is exactly how traditional photographer mind works. So what we do here is we use this as a control. We're going to do this, and then we're also going to create another ad where we're going to use your photos, and we're going to see which one of those two work the best. And ultimately, whatever works the best, whatever's going to get you the most leads, that's obviously what you most likely want to rock with. Because as you said, your number one priority is getting you booked out, right?
Mhm.
So you explain it like that, like in a
Yeah,
nice
like
way. You're not being,
yeah,
yeah,
like that. Yeah. Like you're just looking out for.
yeah,
We already figured it out. And
yeah. So
okay.
moving forward, the big thing for you moving forward is say something, again, nip it in the butt before it becomes an issue.
Before in a mechanism in the sales, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I think, yeah, I think I like the idea of that. And at least, I'm coming at you before she, I got an onboarding. So that way I can at least address it there before we start launching.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
look at photos, it's like, hey, and it's true. It's like, hey, these people, we specifically craft this out where, they're smiling and, there's children there and there's pregnancy. And so the AI algorithm can pick that up. And then we have
yeah.
this in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see it's a little bit shaky, but you can see this guy's a little bit athletic and they're in love. So it brings in couples that are singles as well. So it makes
hmm
sense.
Yeah, make it make sense. Okay.
And here we have this kid, and it's just a kid. And the reason that's so important is because that's what that's going to do is going to attract in the parent that's a single parent or a mother father, and they are absolutely in love with the kid. And they want to remember, they want to have future pictures of just the kid, and that's why we have this specific picture. It's going to bring in that type of person as well. And again, this all trains AI algorithm. Make it make sense.
Hmm. Yeah, she's a little bit of the overthinker, I can kind of tell, but she, for most part, believes in the process. And, she's a referral, so she talks to my buddy a lot about how she's excited to work with your friend Daniel, So he's like screenshotting and sending me text of being like, he's got you, don't worry, trust. And then she has like fingers crossed emojis, whatever. But I just think it's funny that he's actually like, he's like if she comes to him like nervous, he's like just like waving trust, 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 like you're good, like he's got you. He's helped me, like, so he's helping me out just doing that. So
Good.
um so yeah, it should be good. But she did mention like she put NA for her LLC stuff, like
So,
legal
so,
registered
so, so
business
hold on,
names.
hold on. The
Oh,
reason
sorry.
what I was gonna bring up with this is like I don't know how I feel about this, the onboarding page, because again, what you're doing is you're bringing up. It's like you got to deal with some bullshit now. It's like you asked her these questions, she's giving you some
Mhm.
bullshit. Now you got to address it. So my thing to you is like you can keep that there, but just it's all about your sales call. It's all about what you say, so that when they answer these questions, you don't get some bullshit, or you just don't deal with it and you just don't even do one of these onboarding pages.
Mhm.
It's up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah. And this is just a kickoff form, by the way. It's not
That's what
like
I meant.
this isn't the onboarding or anything.
That's what I meant, the kickoff form. It's like you have to do one or two things. One, your sales call, your discovery call, your mechanism has to do something so that by the time you send them the kickoff form, they're not going to give you some bullshit that,
Yeah. In the yeah.
yeah. Or you just get rid of the kickoff form entirely and you just use your onboarding call to explain everything and set the tone so that they don't say shit. It's one of those two. Those are your two options.
Gotcha.
So
So I mean, kickoff form, it does help with like the ad account ID and like some basic stuff I need to set up. But in terms of like not having a kickoff form, you thinking maybe just get rid of this question
it's
or
possible, yeah. It's possible that you get rid of that. What day can you hop on a 30-minute 6-minute call? I wouldn't even do what day,
hmm
because you want to book that out on the sales call, right? You want to book out the
yeah,
onboarding on
on the
the sales
sales.
call. Do you do that or you don't do that?
I do that, but I've been having a lot of soft closes, so it's like a situation where you're just like going to get back to me and pay. So it's not like we have an onboarding scheduled. Sometimes it's like it feels pretty warm that I'll put an onboarding call and set a date, even though they haven't paid. And then basically, you want to get that paid out so that by the time that we jump on our onboarding, everything's
So
settled and we can just go right into it. So,
I do.
obviously that's not the way, right? But
So I'll give you a few options, right? So what I do is on my sales call, I will have a sales page, they pay, and then they get redirected to a calendar page, and I get them to book right then and there. And again, I want to do it the next day.
yeah,
99% of the time, I've learned this lesson the hard way. You want to book it out the next day, 100% of the time,
yeah,
100% of the time. Like
that's
like
fair.
I've got a sales call tomorrow, Saturday, Friday, and I'm preparing Saturday to onboard them, right? I'm already carving that time out. Um, so that's the first thing. Now the second thing is if you have these soft closes, then what I would recommend doing potentially is you have your questions here, and when they click submit, they get redirected to your calendar. On your calendar page, it says, please book your call. Ideally, you want to book it within 24 hours of our last conversation.
hmm
And so
Okay, so maybe just make this into a go high level page so that way
yeah,
I can
yep,
like get them to a calendar.
boom, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Or
Yeah,
you
I'll,
can have like a freaking, you can have just have one page and it's a calendar page and it just has all these questions below it, two in one,
oh
right? So
yeah, good one.
maybe
Gotcha. Yeah,
it's up, however you want to do it.
yeah. Okay. No, yeah, for sure noted. And yeah, I'll make those adjustments. I think, yeah, if I could just get to a place where I'm, can mention more of this and just like basically settle it before they can, basically put all this bullshit, then
Maybe
easier for me, right? But
maybe just getting rid of that question entirely is probably a good.
yeah.
I
Forgot where
don't.
I pulled this from, but yeah, for sure. In terms of the other thing, it's just like, she basically emailed me just now, funny enough, about this because I told her, hey, I noticed you put like non-applicable for your business EIN and this, and it basically mentions, and I've kind of told her on the demo, like, hey, we need that to basically give you all the cool automation features, the texting features to lead nurture, like, it's just important to have. So we just need your blank and blank, right? So but she emailed me saying she doesn't even have a DBA. Like she really isn't. She's really just unregistered. I actually never experienced this.
Now,
Someone at the very least they have a sole proprietorship. So I
now
don't know
that
how I can get her A2P verified. That's my next thing.
now that you mention it, man, that's a big thing you're gonna run into with photographers, videographers. I don't even like ask videographers like, do you have an LLC? That like most people like are they're not even a place where they're registering or doing that. So keep
Hmm.
um so again, in terms of your questions and everything like that, you might want to keep that in mind. You might want to phrase your stuff in a way of like, hey, if you have an LLC, please type it below. That will allow us to get the automation set up for you. Or if you have an LLC, please type that below. If you do not have one, just type in no.
Hmm.
This way people don't feel pressured, like, because the way you're
Yeah.
saying right now is like, oh, what is your legal? And they might start feeling bad, like, fuck, I don't have one.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it just comes from the thing. It's like I can't really fully build out like to the level the demo shows if I don't have that, right?
In
So
terms of like whether you can help her with the HEP and like that's a conversation for you and Mason. You guys can, I'm sure he's got a solution for you for people that don't have that, whether they run on your account or something. I don't know. But
yeah. I have a sub account that's being unused by a client that churned, and he has kind of her area code. I was thinking of that as a quick fix and just using his sub account because it's already freaking verified, and then I could just like scrub it and then make it hers. So that was my quick solution, just to give her like, hey, like I could honestly skip even waiting a week for verification if we were just to scrub that out. But I don't think that client's coming back, to be honest.
there you go.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's the solution. I'm just thinking like ahead of like, damn, I might run into this again. So it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I
But
would work with Mason, see if you can figure out some kind of a solution for that. But
yeah,
you're going to run into that. Like these guys don't have LLCs, they don't have EIN number.
DBAs and it's $20 for the county clerk. You just get a DBA for 5 years, but some people don't even do that. So I'm like, dang. But
Yeah.
she's might be one of them. I guess right now I could just tell her, hey, not a problem. We have a solution for you, and basically I'll go over that on the onboarding her. I just make her feel good. That way she doesn't feel like, oh shit. I don't want her to have fear before we launch. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but okay, cool. Yeah, I could always talk to Mason later about that. Right now, I'll just deal with the problems that are in front of me right now. But so far everything's good. Mason helped me with A2P for Josiah, so I'm hoping that gets approved. If that's approved, then I'm pretty much good to rock and roll with him. Crazy enough, he told me that he spent 4K on a women's program that's like it's called the 40 over 40, and it's like 40 portraits for women over 40 years old. And it's like he had this training on how to do a high ticket, like over 1,000, like try to get the session to over 1,000. And he paid 4,000 for I guess them to do a one-time install, and then he just gets training material on how to do it himself.
How
But
did
I
he
jumped into his ad manager and he only spent $70 on the freaking on the he only spent 70, so he spent 4K on this program and only ran it for $70, and the $70 never caught one lead, so he probably just like said F this. And I
so
think it's just funny.
he's the first guy that you closed?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, he spent 4K and then he like only spent $70 on the ad spend, and then he
Here,
just
here,
shut
here's
that shit off.
here's what I like about that though. What I like about that, that goes back to what you and I talked about. I'm like, hey, dude, you can sell this thing for 5K, guaranteed. Just how you position the offer, how you position the program. There are people that are going to pay this. That's guaranteed proof right there.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with a buddy of mine who's actually doing something similar to what you're doing. He paid a coach as well for that. And the same thing. It's like, I think what it was is like they go in, they book the photography session, and then leading up to the photography session, he kind of does like some small planting of seeds of like, hey, we have physical things, we have physical books as well, we have prints as well. Just kind of give you a heads up. I'll have some samples once we get there. If you want to
Hmm.
look, I always have those with me. And then what happens is that takes the order to like 1,000, 2,000 bucks or something like that, having those
Hmm.
physical forms. I don't, are you guys doing physical? Is that what you're doing for your upsells? Or are you guys
Um,
doing
we haven't been gone there. I've told Wendy about this, and I told her to
YouTube?
start mentioning it lightly and stuff, but I don't think she's implemented that yet. I think she's just kind of gotten the 250 thing figured out, and and then so but
I,
we're kind of there. We're smoothing that out, so maybe that's just the next thing we work on is like
I think
kind of pushing that.
if I think what you guys are doing, if I remember correctly, is like 250, take all these photos, and then something you gotta give them like an album to look through, and they do more photos, and that's what does the upsells. What you could do is you can, I don't know the best way to position this, but I definitely think like physical things are gonna be a good idea. I think having a physical book, if I were you guys, if you're doing another session this Saturday, next Saturday,
Yeah.
definitely bring out like work on it, get a physical book, take it out there,
Pick it
and
out.
watch a few YouTube videos because I guarantee there's YouTube videos that talk about how to upsell this and
Mhm.
test out. Like start hinting it on the discovery call, sales call, hint it before they go out there, hint it as soon
Yeah.
as they take the photo. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but I'm sure YouTubers will explain it. And I almost can get I don't know how to upsell it, how they upsell it, but I would try that. 100% I would try that.
Gotcha.
Now you're really cooking. You're doing 1 day a week. You got back-to-back things. You got upsells, book. Like I think that's gonna really increase LTV if you guys can crack that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's been booking for 350 now because now people have been giving her like, so she's been able to go to full sessions at 350, but she feels like it's not really her doing that. It's just people saying, hey, what if I want to change like into two different clothing outfits, and kind of make it an hour. Well, what if I want to do two locations? So she's been pricing out stuff to 350 to 450, and she actually is closing on those now, but it's kind of a system. It's kind of set up to where they like the client themselves are kind of going outside the package by doing higher requests. So of course she's gonna kind of say, hey, that's a different price point. But we're curious on how to do that, or like how do we manufacture that to set up a situation like that, versus like just waiting for a client to kind of ask for more stuff. Because yeah, she's great. She's closing for bigger sessions now, but it kind of feels like it's out of her control. It's just really the client just asking for more stuff. So she's able to give her a different package. But yeah, I guess we just go in our minds like, hey, how can we present things um in a way that makes sense? But I think maybe just more reps too, and we get there.
I think there's a few options. One, more reps, record these calls, put them into like, Chat GPT, AI, and
Mhm.
get them to like kind of give you like, okay, here's what you're doing, here's why this is working, right? So you put in a bunch of ones that are like non-converting and then some that are converting. It's like, okay, what's going on here and how do I manufacture this? That's something I would consider doing if I were you. An idea, if it was me doing it, I think what I would do is I would go in, do everything the normal way, and then say they're 250, and then they say they're cool with that, they're down with the deposit. I'm like, okay, great. Also, just really quick, can I text you something over? I think I would do this after I collect the 50 though. I think or whatever deposit. I think I would do this. I don't think I would wait. I would collect a deposit, I think, and then I would send something over, and I think it would have an image. It would have like a page, and it would have different packages. It's like I just want to share this with you just in case you're interested in one of these packages as opposed to what we did. The deposit is still the same, but did one of these like jump out at you more than the other? Again, and so now what's happening is that's a way to manufacture it. So now
Yeah.
there's these packages that they're like, you know what? Actually, I would be interested in this. It's like, okay, cool. So if that's what you're interested in, we'll just go and rock with that. The difference is show up at this time as opposed to this time and bring these two outfits, and we'll get knocked out.
Yeah.
It could be a
That'd be
simple.
dope. And then you could just have them keep the same deposit down, so it just feels like it's seamless, and they could just pay it off later or whatever.
Exactly. That's kind of the logic behind collecting deposits. Like that's the hardest part. The hardest part is collecting the deposit. Once the deposit is locked in,
Hmm.
now they're in, right? They're not going to back out. Versus if you say whatever you're going to say and it's like $50 deposit, they say, okay, great. Actually, let me go and send something over. Now it's like, oh, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this.
Like, give me more time to
Back.
think about it. Yeah, I don't want to create that of like, oh, this is more to look through. Let me give me another night. Like I don't want them to, yeah.
Exactly.
So
Uh,
collect it first and then present.
exactly. And then maybe there's even something like before the evening, all right? Maybe, again, let's say you're shooting on Saturdays or Sundays.
Saturdays, but she'll open herself up to Sundays if if she just finds like the client is just really can't do Saturdays or something.
So maybe like on Fridays, for example, the evening before I don't know if you're sending any confirmation, hey, Joanne, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So maybe what you do is you do one less touch point with people. Friday before, it's like, hey, Joanne, see you tomorrow. Again, uh, did any of these packages catch your interest, or do you want to rock with what we're doing so far? So you do one last attempt to get them to upsell into a package, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a touch point.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like photographers have like this deliverable that just, yeah, you can come at it so many different ways. But I think the ideas you put in my head for sure will help.
So a few different things there you have it. One, text something over to them, make sure you collect the deposit first, touch base with them the evening before with another hit. Third, um, and again, bring a printable thing that they can look through. I don't know how you would hint that throughout I guess you could totally hint that. You could say that. I guess that could be one of the packages, right? One of the packages could be like the printable, actually, the printable big folder thing, whatever. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that could be actually one of the packages. And then you bring
yeah.
that, and then some people maybe that didn't initially want it, they see it, you dress it up really nicely, and they're like, actually, no, I do want this.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, I think we might just put some money down on like a gallery she's done and then just make it into an album and then just freaking have a solid one. I feel bad because then the client doesn't even have it, but I'm like they didn't put the money for it. So we'll put the money down on it and have our own gallery of like one of her best shoots at a park, one of her best shoots at a beach, and maybe just based off also the location the client kind of wants, we can bring that photo album
yeah.
um just to kind of present it. But
And
yeah, I really think that's it. I really can't think of anything else. But
again, big thing for you is try to go on. I'm just throwing stuff off the top of my dome here, I don't know.
mhm.
um, so if I were you, again, big thing is like if you're gonna try all this stuff, do a little bit of YouTube searching, see what those guys tell you.
Yeah,
um
yeah, yeah, for
if
sure.
you want to take some of those ideas and run them, I'd be like, hey, Kushi, here's what I thought, and I thought, what are your thoughts? Would you do this? Would you do this different? I can kind of give you my 2 cents.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll refine it and kind of tell you what I think, and then go from there.
um what else, Revere?
Yeah, that's it. I think those are the biggest things, and then just making sure, obviously, I have volume. So I'll keep you up to date on that latest change. I know we just published an ad, but maybe that could have been just one small thing, and it's going to be fine again. But I find most people book calls out at like 10 p.m. in my area from 10 to like midnight. For some reason, that's when they come through. So I don't know, people are in bed, finally being able to scroll and click on an ad, but yeah, it's very late at night for some reason. And then they'll book for like next day or the day after or whatever. So I'll let you know and give it maybe another night or something
Okay,
before
sounds
I
good.
do like a duplicate or something.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that then.
Cool, cool.
uh
That's it for me.
okay, cool. All right, Rivera, I'm gonna move on to Righteous then.
Cool, cool. I'll see you. I have to go now, but it was good seeing everyone and thank you.
Yep, yep. Mr. Righteous,
Yo, yo,
how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Chilling, bro, chilling, enjoying my summer. um how are you doing, bro? How are you doing in terms of everything? Did you have a call you had to hop on?
Yeah, so I hopped on that discovery call and she was a lead looking for a job. So that was like the second lead that I got where they were like looking for work. Like they're not a business owner.
You're looking to become like a painter?
Yeah. So I
Oh,
was like, I got it. All good. Um, I had a sales call today. I felt like it was definitely a lot better than my last one. So
okay.
uh on the discovery call, I just didn't do the partner and spouse objection.
Okay.
So on the sales call, when I was going over the qualifications, he told me that he had three other business partners.
Okay.
So he said he had to run it by them and get back with me, but he seemed like that he was pretty much bought in. He is not currently running any ads. He doesn't have a Facebook or like Instagram or social media. 90% of his business is repeat and referral, and he also has construction jobs. But he said that he wants to transition into the residential side. So, um, but
So
yeah, we talked for about a good hour.
okay, okay. When you went over the qualification, did you go over them at the very beginning and you realized that, or towards the tail end you realized that he had other business partners?
In the beginning, beginning of the qualifications part.
That's when you realize. And so you go into this thing. It's like, hey, are there other people I have to talk to? He's like, oh, I have three other business. Okay. And then from there, what did you say to that?
When he had when he said he had other business partners, since I was already like on the qualification part, I just kind of asked them just a little bit about like their roles types, but or like how long he's been in a relationship with them and how things been going. And he said things have been going pretty well, but he's pretty much been with these business partners. But then I went on to the next question after that.
Hmm. Okay. I think if it were me, I would have probed him a little bit. Because like, okay, he has other business partners. So it's like, now that you know he has other business partners, your goal is to try to close on that first call and not have him go back and forth. And so if I were you, I would probably say like, okay, got it. So do you feel like do you feel like it would be more efficient for us to all have a conversation together as a group? Is that kind of the best thing? And then from there, I feel like what he would say to you is he would say like, well, we're all four different people with four different businesses, and it's too chaotic. It's gonna be very difficult to get us all together. I feel like he would have said that.
Okay.
Um, and so I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, I don't know how I don't if you have two business owners, it's usually okay. You're able to get them together in the same room, but like four is a lot. So
I
I
know
don't.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn shit, that's a lot. But he has multiple locations in Miami. And so that was like maybe like another question that I was probably gonna bring up, but I just didn't get that far because I didn't close the deal. But like how would I structure a deal like that with four business owners? Like, would I just focus on one location and like, wouldn't the prices be more? Wouldn't just be, 2K? Because obviously we're doing some in probably Miami and then another area. So it was probably gonna get a little messy there, but I just wanted to get the reps in. He did say that he talked to them. They knew that he was on the call. They were just on vacation. And
Okay.
so I told them what I'll do, since all of the calls are recorded for marketing and training purposes, is I'll just share the recording with them, and then he can kind of, go over the video with his partners when they come back. So he set that up for next Thursday, next Friday, to kind of touch base with him and check in and see how things are going.
Okay.
But he didn't he didn't bat an eye to like price or anything. Like he said he was leaning towards the 5K, but he said his other partners might want to do the 2K per month. I asked him like if everything was 100% clear as far as like the presentation, like running through the ad. Um, and he said all that looks good. I chopped it up with Amon, and he let me use the AI caller, so I got to test that out with him as well. And so seemed like he was really excited about that, because he said that I guess like from our discovery call and a little bit of like the sales call, his biggest problem is that he just hasn't tried the marketing enough. Like he hasn't, because he said he's working on a website and things like that right now. So I almost lost my train of thought, but yeah, I
His
think
biggest problem is you're saying he feels like he's leaving money on the table because he's not tapping into that online stuff. Is that what you're saying?
right, and he doesn't really know how to do the marketing stuff. And he also said that of course, he doesn't have like the time to learn all the skills and this to do it himself. So I was just trying to make it
Yeah.
easy. I'm like,
Did
well,
you
we can do
Yeah,
it, huh?
did you tap into some of that? Like, for example, like, hey, hey man, look, I'm gonna go over this stuff. Don't let it overwhelm you. I know you got four other partners, you got like seven businesses, so I don't expect you to remember this. This is something that we're gonna take care of for you, get it off your plate. But I just want to make sure that you understand it. And so what I'm doing there is I'm playing on, hey, you're a busy dude, I'll take care of it. You don't have
Yeah.
so like you're constantly touching on like, hey, later on in the conversation, um, hey, look, I know you're super busy and I know you haven't really been able to get it off the ground and whatever. You know, with our stuff, I've been doing this. I can do this like the back of my hand. It's literally just a few clicks for us because of how we've set this up. Yes, it would take, weeks to set something like this up, but we can get this off your plate like really fast. And I know time is like very important to you. Like small little things like that. Do you feel like you did some of that stuff with him?
Not as good as that. But I did say something on the lines like, what we specialize in is, taking that work off your hands when it comes to like creating the ad and, setting up the campaigns. We just pretty much, we set all that up for you. You don't have to worry about building out a website or setting up Instagram. And then, we also have an AI nurture bot that will nurture the leads. So even if you're out doing an estimate or in a meeting, things of that nature, the lead will, be hit within that 2 to 5 minutes and will be forwarded over to you. So just, try to say, I just didn't dress it up as nicely.
Okay. Yeah, it's just about like when somebody tells you their pain point, you just want to kind of stick to that like glue, right? Over and over again, you kind of stick to that like glue, whatever they're telling you their pain point is. So okay. Um, so I guess what is kind of your plan of action with him moving forward? Like what's kind of the game plan tomorrow, the next day, and so on and so forth? What are you gonna be doing to try to seal the deal?
I mean, that's a good question because I had already sent them the Loom. I was probably should have did that the next day just to kind of have another point of contact. But I was just thinking maybe sometime like in the middle of next week, just kind of touch base with them and check in. I didn't really have anything planned out as far as like if I have like something daily or every other day to kind of check in on them with. Um,
I I don't have the answer for you in terms of like what the right move is. Like for example, you remember Jeremy was talking about like he set something up in his calendar where like once a week he'll touch base with somebody, um,
yeah,
just to keep them hot. With you, if the call is booked out till to next week, I feel like the first thing you could say is, I think tomorrow's message, you could say, "Hey, John, had a great time, chopping it up with you. Thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time for us to share our stuff with you." And so from that, he'll probably respond like, "Yeah, you're welcome. It was great chatting with you too." Right? And then so that's Friday. Um, Saturday, I don't know if you should met him Saturday, Sunday. Um, Maybe Saturday you don't message him, and Sunday's like, "Hey, John, hope you're having a great weekend so far. Um, did you have um, did you have you had a conversation with some of your partners yet? Um, just wanted to check and see if there were any specific question that you had that I could address for you." And then Monday comes around, and then so he'll either say yeah or no. Probably say no. You probably wouldn't have talked to the business owners yet, or that seriously. So that takes to Monday. I don't know. I don't really have. I can't think of anything right now that wouldn't be like too pushy, awkward. Um, so your call with him is booked. It's booked out. It's booked out yet, or it's not booked out yet?
it's not even really a call. I'm just gonna like touch base with him, like, and just kind of check in to see if he's talked with his partners and where his head is at.
Oh, I thought you said like something was set up like Thursday for like a follow-up call or something. So not no follow-up call or anything is set up yet?
No follow-up call. Just I told him that because I sent him the loom, and he said that his partners will be back from vacation next week on Thursday, and I just told him, I will touch base with him around that time.
I see, I see, I see, I see. So you said you're gonna touch base on Thursday next week. So that's what it is. Okay. Um, so did you send him a loom or you did not send him a loom?
I did, yeah. I sent him a loom via email, and I texted over to him.
The conversation you already had.
Yep,
And did he reply or say anything about that? Like, did he say thank you or anything?
he didn't say thank you or anything yet. Yeah, no, he didn't say thank you or anything yet, but I also didn't like check the Loom to see if anybody else had reviewed it.
Yeah. So, okay. Sorry, my bad. I was under the impression that you already set up a meeting with him. So what you want to do, right? If we went back in time, is you would want to set up a meeting if you could. You would want to set up a meeting on a calendar. You say, okay, got it. So you're getting, okay, cool. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we set something up in my calendar for Tuesday on this date then, or Friday or Saturday? Um, because you need to have something in your account because right, like that's kind of the next step in the process is like you need to have like some kind of set point for you to make a decision. Right now, it's in the air.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of the key is next time. So if somebody does not make a decision on a call and it's you always want to say, okay, well, let's set something up in the calendar on this day then. If you don't get a decision on that day, if you don't get the sale on that day, you pretty much almost always invariably want to book something out.
Okay. Like Bam Fam, pretty much.
Yeah. It's either in some cases, like I'm pretty like I push people pretty hard where I'm like, hey, you gotta make a decision today or not. And then what they'll do is like, because you can just sleep on and then I'll give you a decision tomorrow. And so if somebody's serious, they're gonna kind of give you a date themselves. But you gotta get a date. You gotta get something. Um,
Okay.
so in this particular case, it's like you sent the Loom video. In this case, tomorrow I would message him, same thing, like, hey, John, it was great having a conversation with you. To that he'll respond. Um, And then I think so okay, yeah, you say that he'd be like, cool. And on Monday, you say, hey, John, hope you're having a great weekend. So I hope you had a great weekend. Have you were there any question that you had for me? I know you're meeting with the business partners on Thursday to discuss what we spoke about. Did you have any questions for me? Got it. And then Wednesday rolls around, maybe you can send something else like, hey, John, I know you're meeting with your partners tomorrow. Did you want to set up a time for you and I to chat again, you, I, and the guys to chat again, or just you and I to chat? We can set something up on Friday or Saturday. Just let me know which one of those 2 days works for you. So that's kind of like the best attempt. I mean, that's kind of what comes to my mind as like what would be natural and still not bogging him down, but still staying on top of him in order
Yeah,
all booked.
I like that. That way it's like you said, you're not bothering them too much.
Yeah.
Uh, but okay, yeah, I'll stay on top of that one.
So yeah, you're touching base one time tomorrow. So tomorrow's Friday, you're touching base on Monday, you're touching base on Wednesday. So just saying thank you tomorrow. Next time you talk to them, hope you had a great weekend. Do you have any questions? Wednesday, hey, you want to set something up? I need to meet with the business partners. You want to set something up for Friday, Saturday. So that's kind of the sequence. I feel like that's normal, it's natural.
That'll work. That'll work. Um, I think I might have to duplicate my ads.
Okay.
Just because like I've been letting them run for a little bit, but like I don't know. Now I feel like I'll get a lead one day and then like 2 days I probably won't get a lead and then I'll get two leads the next day. I don't know. It's like it comes in spurts, I should say.
Yeah. I guess what is so if I look at Amon's, um, where's Amon's stuff at? Oh, I think it's this one. No, no, no. There it is. So Amon's cost per book call. 26 bucks versus your numbers right now are 41 bucks. So yeah, if you want to duplicate your ad set, go for it. Your numbers, both of you guys, your numbers are like just still really good. Like $50 for a book call is like fantastic.
Are we on the same sheet? Like the same
Co-
KPI?
Copy of Painter Pro KPI. Oh, you might be on. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I was looking at the other one. So this is this the one I should be looking at?
Yeah, yep. But it's think it's still probably about the same. Still.
So we're in August right now, 36. Yeah, man, your numbers are good, bro. Like your numbers are really good. If you want to duplicate, you can. Is that what you've been doing? You've been duplicating, or you've been just like letting your ad set rip?
Just letting them rip.
Okay. Um, and okay, I remember now what we're doing here is like we have to this one I deleted um May yeah, so if we
Yeah,
okay,
you can remove all that.
there we go. And then that's gonna give us our equals this divided by this. So 35, yeah, so we're still good. Yeah, everything's still cool. If you want to duplicate, you certainly can, but I think yeah. So let me just like do a quick run through actually. So $3 for link click, cost per lead equals this divided by, I'm sorry, it's equals this divided by this. Well, actually, so wait, leads, so it should be, what's the difference between, you shouldn't have leads, right? You should have only discovery calls. You shouldn't have leads.
Oh, that's probably why I'm getting confused on that part. Like on the Facebook ads, because it doesn't like when they come in, they don't show up as leads. It's all like scheduled. I see what you're saying.
So, so basically, so your opt-in page, so discovery call, so I would put discovery calls here. So 16 discovery calls, and then you can tweak this up. So your opt-in per conversion rate is just like the number of people that visit. So this would be equals 16 divided by this. There you go. So that's your conversion rate on your counter page. Cost per book discovery call, 3. Cost per sales call book. So how many sales calls have you?
The cost per sales call book.
Well, this divided by this. So you're um, so you've had 2 live sales calls so far?
Yeah. Yep.
So live sales calls, let's go insert below. Cost per live sales call is gonna be, I mean, yeah, bro, your numbers are like your when I say your numbers are good, what I mean is like the costs are healthy. Like your costs are relatively cheap. It's just a matter of you again closing the deal really. But in terms of the ad costs, like you're getting book calls for 35 bucks, super cheap. $188 for like a confirmation like sales call. Yeah, these are like really good numbers. So it's just a matter of again closing the deals to make the money back. Um anyways, um questions as we go through this.
Uh, no, because looking at it now, I can see that it's not as bad as I was thinking. I don't know. Maybe I thought that like I wasn't working the leads hard enough, which is probably is still true. Just not,
What number are you looking at to for you to come to that conclusion of like, oh, because I want to see what's brewing in your head. I want to see what's brewing in your head in terms of like, oh man, I'm maybe screwing up here.
just based on I was looking at like the number of leads that I had versus like how many like because I know I haven't closed deals, but I felt like I talked to a lot of people. So it was really just like the number of discovery calls
Okay,
plus
okay,
leads I had. So
okay, hold on. So discovery calls. Okay, so this is important then. So you book 16 and you spoke to 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
So 6. What is up with my account? They just changed up this whole. What the hell?
Update the iPhone on you.
I said, yeah. I don't know how to use this. I swear, I don't know how to use this. What is going on?
Gotta stay away from the automatic updates.
I don't even. Oh, I was on some weird shit. I don't know. So 6 divided by 16. Okay, 30. Okay. So yeah, all right. So how many people, how many just so out of the 16 people here, how many of them do you have yet to have calls with, or have you had all of them?
Um, like you talking about like discovery calls, how many I've had? I think you froze.
Yo,
Hello?
yeah, my bad. Can you hear me
You
now, bro?
mean like, yeah, I can hear you now. You said how many people I've talked to from the discovery calls?
So you booked 16 calls. You've talked to 6 of them. How many people have you not spoken to yet, but are planning on speaking to? Like your calls just booked out, or have you already spoken to everybody?
I believe I've spoken to everybody because the last two that came in, well, the one that came in today was somebody that was looking for a job. So I didn't push that to a sales call. But actually, you can I might have to update that again. So that'd be another discovery call. So that'd be 7 now. So I just had that not too long ago. Um, Let me see, but I don't have anything else booked out. That was the only lead that it came through for today.
No. And you can actually, honestly, you can get rid of that. You can put this back to like a 6, and you can put this back to like a 15. Um, because this should be like because that's not an actual person, right? I'm sure that's not an actual business owner, right? It's like not the right person. So you can get rid of that person actually. I wouldn't count them as part of your data. If does that make
Okay,
sense?
don't count them. Okay, yeah, don't count them.
Yeah,
Yep.
because actually business owners. So here's what I'm looking at. So you got 15 people to book a call with you. You spoke to 6 out of 15. So that means you're at 40%. So this is a healthy number, right? So you're good here. So when you say you're not working people hard enough, I think you're doing okay. Can you get this number to like 50, 60? You can, but like 40% is good enough. And then you're getting half the people that you're speaking to, you're getting half of them to agree to a sales call. And then 2 out of those 3 already showed up. So you're chilling. So I don't see like anything broken. It's just a matter of it's just your sales skills, bro. That's all it is. It's just your sales.
Okay.
That's all you gotta be like. If you, in terms of you nurturing people, answering calls, the cost per click, cost per book call, everything is working fine. The machine is working fine. It's just you gotta close the deal. That's it.
Yeah, I just gotta. Like I said, the sales call today went good. I was just missing a few things from the discovery call, like the partner and spouse objection. I definitely should have already known he had other business partners before hopping on the sales call. Um, and then just
Even if you, I guess like even if you did, the question becomes how would we have handled that? It's like so on the discovery call, you figure that out. He says, yeah, I do have partners. Like, got it. So, typically when we're speaking to people, we're having a conversation. All the decision makers are on the call. Would that be possible to get us all in the same room? Maybe that's how I would have handled it on the discovery call. And then you would have seen what he would say. Either he would say like, yes, possible, or no, like we're all super busy. And if he said we're all super busy, I think I would have like pushed forward and just had the sales call with just him. Um, but if he said, hey, we can all get in a room, then I think I would have coordinated that. I would have
okay.
figured out how to coordinate that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I would say like, did you record it and put it in here?
Yeah, it's in the call recordings.
Okay. So we can take,
It's right there to the right. Oh, you already did it. You dragged map all this lagging.
yeah, I'm trying to bring it up all the way up front.
Now you good. If you want, I can delete those free to fees out of there. I just
Yeah.
kept them for the data.
if you want, you can, it's up to you. You can keep them here, or maybe you can create another Excel sheet and then put them somewhere else because we don't really need them here.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't need this page either now. We'll get rid of this. Um, so yeah. So which one is it?
All the way to the
Um,
bottom. Javier
so
Moncada. That's the. I think that's the. Yeah. Yep. You want that one?
okay. But I mean, I'm not gonna run through it and watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna click around a little bit, just kind of get an idea of the vibe. But I guess like before I do, what else did you want to go over, bro?
Um. Oh, I mean, really, I just gotta really get the mechanism video together, add some more energy to it, and then I know you dropped Jorge's in there and Amon dropped his script in there, so I can kind of go through and just take both of those videos and make mine a little better, add some more energy to it. But other than that, I don't think I really had anything else. I just have to get that mechanism video done. Oh,
What I would,
also, yeah, go ahead.
what I would do if I were you is I would take the feedback that I gave Aman and Jorge and create your own version, try to beat your last version, and then that'll be kind of like a temporary placeholder until Aman makes his. And then once he makes his, you can model his basically to a T.
Okay.
Like, that would be the order of operations. So then you already have something in place right now, which is fantastic. You have something in place. Let's see if we can try to beat it, and then that'll be good placeholder. And then when the time is right, we'll replace it with a final version.
Okay. Got you. Um, Also me and Amon did talk, what was it, Wednesday? So I think we're gonna hop on a call Friday and just go over some things regarding like the AI and like that way if I do close a client, I can get them set up with the AI automations and everything and use Twilio for like a phone number instead of doing like a A2P verification and stuff like that. So, because I was a little worried about that. I'm like, shoot, I haven't really done like I've done the AI, just the texting though, but I haven't done any of the AI calling. So I was a little worried about that because I was talking about it on the sales call, and people seem to really like it. So we're gonna get that cleared up tomorrow.
Dope, dope, dope. Yeah, I'm on. When I spoke with him, he was happy to help you get set up with all that stuff. Whatever deal you guys worked out, he was like, okay, I'm more than happy to help Righteous with that. Whatever he's built, he's not going to hold anything back because of the relationship you guys have worked out, the deal you guys have worked out. So, um, cool. Thank you for updating me on that.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. So I know on the last call we talked about getting together and chopping it up. So
Yeah, so I'm glad you guys did that and got that ironed out. What else is top of mind for you, bro?
um that's pretty much it as far as everything on the top of my mind. Before you click play on this video, you already click play.
I
I'll
haven't
say
clicked.
I'm getting used to the new setup that I'm using because I'm using the like the power slides like a presentation. So I'm using my iPad. And I have on my iPad, I have like my scripts and everything that goes over each slide. So it's like I was just trying to get used to that a little bit. So
Yeah, you're
just
good,
bear
bro. Oh, you're good. I'm not like I'm like I said, I'm not gonna critique and watch the whole thing. A sales call review. Let's see how long this one is. Yeah, an hour long call. These typically take me like 3, 4 hours to actually get through. Um, yeah, they take a long time because I'm watching it, rewatching it, leaving a bunch of comments. So I'm just gonna click through, just kind of get an idea of the vibe. Um, Main thing is, bro, you got 2 calls in. Again, I know this time around we're being careful with the budgeting and everything like that. Um, I would say, see, so you spent C18. Are these numbers off? Yeah, see. Wait a minute. It's
I
July.
I just did those 2 months because June I wasn't doing the call funnel. So
Oh, so I need to get rid of June then. This
Yeah,
data.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
my fault about that.
You're good, you're good, you're good. Okay, let me just make sure the numbers are good. CPM, link clicks equals sum, parentheses. Discovery calls. So your discovery calls 15, counter conversion rate. Live discovery calls, cost per live discovery cost, live discovery calls, cost per counter. Okay, discovery call, cost per discovery call, counter conversion rate, live discovery calls, cost discovery call, sales call booking, cost per sales call booking, live sales calls, cost. Yeah, so if we here's what I want to see, bro. 228 times 5. So I want, we want to see a deal close within 1,040 bucks. Because right
Okay.
now it's costing you 2,000, it's costing you 228 for a sales call, and you want to be closing 1 out of 5 at least. So that's gonna equal, if I take 228 bucks times that by 5, that's gonna be 1,140. So we just gotta make sure we're closing a deal within that. So that's kind of my mindset if I'm you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. 'Cause I was thinking that like I need something like that, like to like a goal to hit. So I'm like, at the end of the day, you got to close a deal, and I'm already on like approaching like the second week. So I was getting a little nervous, but like you said, like nothing was throwing me off with the
Be
KPI.
Yeah, your cost per book call is good, cost per show, all these things are good. It's just we got to close 1 out of 5. So it's really just your sales skills level at the sales call. Um, when it comes to, are you doing something daily? Like, are you working through like people within your pipeline that may not have like they have booked a call but you haven't had a conversation with?
Yeah, but not as often. It's not like at every like I need to do it every day. Like I was doing free to feed, like a cadence.
For you,
Like
bro, remember how we talked about like your numbers and hovering over your money like a hawk? You need
yeah,
to, for you, bro. Like seriously, you need to do this. Like if I was you every single day, bro, like my number, I don't know what your days look like. I don't know how many hours you got, but like that would be if I was you, like right the stage you're in right now, bro. The stage you're in right now, you can chill out, you can chill it back a little bit once you have like 2 closes, maybe 2, 3 closes. But up until then, you gotta be a madman because you gotta stack your cash. Okay, you gotta stack your cash.
yeah,
Because if you're a little bit more relaxed with it, it costs you like 2 grand to close a deal. And then you got to pay Aman, you got to pay this. How much are they paying you? Again, it's, the numbers are um, not going to be as ideal as best case scenario is again, you close somebody for, 1,140 bucks, right? That's a base case, right? You close somebody. But what I'm saying is if you can try to get some people here, like, I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. Is like, take what you can get, right? There might be somebody in here that you have not had a conversation with that you might be able to close. You never know.
yeah, for sure.
So like just like looking under every single rock. You never know. You never know. Um yeah, that's it, bro. That's all I want to really say. It's like what I'm saying is I guess like your numbers are already healthy. Your numbers are already really good. They're already healthy. I'm just pushing you more than the average person because of again us needing to watch over your cash flow like a hawk. If you were Aman, I would not push him as hard as I'm pushing you right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that make 100% sense.
Yeah. It's just I don't want us to run to the cash flow issue. Okay. Yeah, bro. Anything else that's top of mind for you, bro?
Uh, no, that's pretty much everything that I have for now. So
Okay, cool. I'll just click around, man. I'm not gonna do a whole wash row session or anything.
yeah, you good. I was
Just because I have one, I have to head out at like 12:45. Some lady, she's calling me just take a look at her office space. So,
Like 68 degrees this morning. So I was like, what the heck? I'm like, it's August, but now it's starting
are
to.
you, where are you located?
I'm in Ohio. I'm in Ohio right now.
You're okay.
Yep.
I like the energy. I like the energy.
68, that's
Yep. Yeah, it's
get
not,
that.
it's actually up to 81 now. So, much be going through this presentation here. I'll just kind of go through these slides here. I have a couple questions for you, and pretty much got some other slides that I'll just kind of go through down here. And so, pretty much just want to make sure, the purpose of these calls is to really find the one person in the area that's, committed to adding.
One thing about you, bro, is you say you know a lot. Anybody ever tell you that?
No, I say, no, here's what it is. Only when I'm doing
You say-
presentation like this, I'm like, I wanted to stop and just redo it. And I'm like, I can't. Oh shoot.
Yeah, your mechanism video, there was a lot of ums in there.
And it was like, it took me, man, it was 10 times like to get one bit, and I did that video like 4 times. So you got the final version. Yeah, I was running through it. I'm like, dude, I don't know how they do this. Like, are they pausing the video? Are they saying half of it and coming back to like, what's the trick to
Some of them
like just doing it one take is tough.
no, no, some of them, if you watch Jorge's, he does like one part and then he cuts it. You can and you know that you can cut it within Loom, right?
I just saw that. Like you can edit the video, I believe now.
Yeah.
Or
So
you
that's
might
what
have been able to do that, but I've never tried it. So I
so,
have to give that a try
so
for
I think
sure.
what they do is they film it and then they'll like look off and just figure out what they need to say and then they'll say it and they'll cut it out or they'll record and then they'll keep pausing it and then say the next part.
Okay, that's why it took me forever. Because I was like, one take, I mess up one time, restart. I'm like, brother, I'm gonna be doing this for like hours.
That's why it took Mason 3 days. So you're still good compared to him. So
Yeah, it's like anything can happen. Somebody can come in and say something or close the door. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm recording the video.
yeah.
I got to do everything.
Now you feel my pain. Imagine what I've been doing for years, recording these 1 hour long videos for you guys. You don't know how many times I've recorded 45 minutes over. So many
Oh,
times.
goodness. Yeah.
Literally, it
No,
was,
now I don't feel as bad. I feel real much worse for you now. I feel
bro, it could take me a whole day to record a 1 hour video. It's not so.
An additional 30K per month to their painting business. And so pretty much what this process looks like is you qualify, then I qualify, then, I explain my system, and then, I may or may not.
So watch yourself, bro. You say you know a lot. And the reason you say you know why?
I'm a probably because I'm reading the script or going back and forth.
It's so if you think about the psychology of it, think about like whenever people say, you know what I'm saying? You know, think about all the life experiences that you've had where people say that. And usually what it is like, my name is Krish, you are righteous. I'm explaining something to you, explaining something to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
What that means is blah, blah, blah. I'm explaining this thing. I'm explaining this thing. Am I explaining it well enough to you, bro? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say, bro? That's
Mm.
what you know means. That's literally what it means. You know what I mean? You know,
Okay.
think about it. Think about whenever anybody says it, it's a knee-jerk reaction of like, am I articulate? Like, are you understanding what I'm saying? Am I doing a good enough job? So the reason I'm telling you to lay off of it is that's the energy they're giving people is I don't know if I'm good enough with my words, if my words are making sense to you. I never
Mm.
say, you know what I mean? I don't say that. What do I say is I explain some shit. I look at you, I was like, does that make sense? And I nod my head. Does that make sense? The way the I'm never gonna say like da 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 da. You know what I mean? Da da. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No, I'll be like da da da. Does that make sense? So does that make sense? And the way I say is like I am confident in what I'm saying. I don't know if you fucking get it, but that's on you. If you don't fucking get it, that's on you. But I know I'm doing a good job. And if it doesn't make sense to you, I'll happily go over it again. So it's a different energy versus you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Different energy. So small little thing, but look yourself in the mirror and work on that shit. You're fucking huge, bro. You need to work on that. Okay. But it's gonna help you a lot once you the reason you're saying though, so as I'm saying, you're like, okay, I get it, coach, I understand it, but like how do I stop it? The way you stop it is confidence and repetition. Like the more you know what the fuck you're talking about, the more confident you're gonna sound, the less you're gonna say those kinds of things. That's the truth. But that does not mean that you can't make an active habit right now to try to stop. So make an active attempt to limit those, is what I'm kind of saying.
Okay.
As time progresses, they'll just naturally get better. You'll naturally just get better.
I make you an offer, just depending on how things go. And so right now, we're pretty much right here in the stage. That's pretty much where I go over and qualify. And you probably decided that, I may know a thing or two based off our last conversation on the call, which is why you decided to hop on this call with me today.
So again, I like his energy. I like the way he's bobbing his head. He's fucking interacting with you. He's a good dude. This is a good lead, bro. He's a good lead.
So in terms of the overall process, he was yeah, that was my fault. But no, honestly, when I was on a discovery call with him and I asked him like his revenue goals and stuff like that, he was like, yeah, we're at like he said 1.2. And I was just like, oh shit. I got somebody. It's like usually they're like, oh, I'm only at 2,000 or 5,000 a month, but like this dude made $70,000 last month. So I'm like, shit, I got nervous, but I knew I had to be a lot better than I did on my last call. So yeah.
I get it. I've had conversations with Big Fish, and it always makes you a little bit nervous. I get that. That's normal. As time progresses, you get better and better, where it won't, like, nerves won't mess with you as much. But I like it because I'm looking at him, he's like, he's making money, but he's not like a fucking cocky asshole or disrespectful. Like he's making money and he's respectful and he's like engaged. Like this is like a perfect, like this guy's fucking perfect, bro.
He was like a 10 out of 10 when it comes to like elite. Like he was super cool. Even when because we were supposed to have the sales call I believe Wednesday, and he rescheduled, but he told me he had an upcoming meeting, and he was cool about that. And then today when I sent out my text, he confirmed that he'd be on, and he hopped right on. And as you can see, his energy is great. Like he's listening to me and nodding his head and everything like that. That's pretty much how this call will go. So I'll go ahead and get started here.
So yeah, if I were you, instead of saying like, oh, that's how we're gonna get started here, it's like, so what you want to do is you want to ask questions like, so my question to you, Jorge, we'll just call him Jorge. My question to you is, are you interested in proceeding with the outline process to discover if it makes more sense to work more closely together? And I hover over it. And it's like obvious, right? It's obvious that no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, that's why I'm here. But I need to verbally hear from them. The way you just did it, it kind of looks a little bit like you have a little bit of a nervous energy going into it.
Yeah.
Do you catch that? Do you understand what I'm talking about or no?
Yeah, 100%.
I can tell you feel uncomfortable, right? I can tell that. So it's like the purpose of the call is to the process of this, you want to be higher if I wasn't like, you saw him nodding, he was cool. It's like, I call for you, then I may make 7, then really the ball will be in your hand, man. Again, that's why I said like the ball's the court, the ball's in your hand. You can do whatever you want to decide. No, my question to you, Jorge, is, are you interested? And I hover, are you interested in proceeding with the outline? And I kind of wait. He says, yeah. It's like, okay, perfect, man. So that takes me to the next slide. See the energy there? Look at, there's just a certain type of energy.
Call will go. I'll go ahead and get started here.
I'll go again, start here. It shows like nervousness.
Yeah. I told you it was a little. This one's gonna be a little tough.
It's okay. It's hey. My job is to break this shit down so that for the future, so you don't.
And before I go ahead and get started, I do want to say you and I both a bunch of time. And as you know, like going through these demos, I've been doing a bunch of them, so there's quite a few slides that I go through here a bit. And what I like to do first is to start off with a few qualifying questions, just to make sure if this call makes sense or not. And is that okay if I go ahead and ask you a couple qualifying questions first, just to get a general idea of if this call makes sense for both of us? Cool.
100%.
All right. Now, I can tell you pretty confidently, people that pass these questions with flying colors, they pretty much they work really well within our program. But I just like to start off with these questions just to get a general idea of if we can help. And then the first question I like to ask is are you willing to drive out to do estimates within a 20 to 25 mile radius?
Yes.
Perfect. And we ask that because like when we run our ads, of course, it'll be like in that mile radius, and we just don't want leads going outside that radius and meetings. So you're busy.
I mean, everybody.
And yeah, we flew through those and pretty much checked off all my boxes there. I don't see any red flags. My next set of questions are discovery questions, and the reason why I actually
nothing other than obviously going back and having a conversation with my partners. But no, if everything checks out, I would love to jump on.
Perfect, man. Yeah. We flew through those and pretty much checked off all my boxes there. I don't see any red flag. My next set of questions are discovery.
So again, like I've noticed with you, bro, like you just kind of like run through a script and you don't focus on like reading somebody's body language sometimes. Is when he says when you say that, like there's a reason behind saying, hey, so that's pretty much it. I think the ball's like, what I'm trying to say there is like, I ask you these questions, bro. When we get to the end of this call, like there's no reason for you to say no. Like I'm telling you I'm telling you that you should work with me. I'm telling you, you got no reason not to spend money with me. And so when I said that, she was like, so there you have it. So right, just fly through that, man. I don't see any red flags. I feel like everything's pretty good, all green flags. So To be honest, man, at the end of the call, dude, if you want to rock with me, you could, ball will be in your court. And then I'm looking at your body language for a split second and make sure you acknowledge it, you understood it. And then I'm moving on. It's like, so cool, man. Now discovery. See, like, again, you're not like, as I look at that, I can tell you're not paying attention to his body language. You're not acknowledging his face. You're not acknowledging like you haven't given, here's what's happening. You haven't given him a chance. You haven't given him a chance to acknowledge what you just said. And because of that, you didn't like make that little connection with him, like, okay, we're good, bro. Let's move on. Does that make sense? And I don't know if you're doing it because you're reading through a script or because you don't maybe you don't fully understand the high level psychology. Which one of those two do you think it is?
It could be both.
Think so?
Yeah, because like I don't want to get like lost on the script part and not like just lose where I'm at on the slides. And then the part of it is just the psychology of it as well.
Sometimes I wonder with you if the scripts like harm you. Because you just like you're so good at like you're really good at following directions. I love that about you. But sometimes I feel like that can hurt you for you specific in sales because you stick to it so much that you don't show like for me and you, whenever I interact with you, bro, you seem like a fucking human. You seem normal. Like this is normal. But then when I see you in sales, you seem so like robotic sometimes. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, no, I did. No, I feel robotic when I'm doing them, but I think, like
What
I said,
so what can we do, I guess?
I just need to practice. I need to run through just with myself, just go through as many times as I can, maybe 10, 15 times out loud, just going through the script. So that way when I know like when I'm on each slide what to say. Because I kind of have some of it built out already, like on my like this Google Doc that I have. But sometimes like it's like I'm doing a bunch of like I'm trying to listen to them when I'm on the call, but I'm also trying to pay attention to where I'm at so I know where to go next. But I guess I just need to like slow everything down. One, just listen first, because that's the most important thing, right? You can't do anything if you don't listen. Um, and then as I'm listening, then I can probably just get a better idea of how I can navigate the call versus just running through a script. Because sometimes I feel like that's my problem is I'm always like while they're talking, sometimes I'm probably looking off to see, okay, where do I need to be at on my slides.
You are. Have you watched Cam's calls? And if so, how many of his calls have you watched?
I think I watched how many he has in there, like four. I think he had like four calls and sales calls in there. I think I watched maybe three of them.
Oh wow. So you watch quite a bit then.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit.
You watch quite a bit of his discovery calls, my discovery calls, sales call. You watch quite a bit of content on sales.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, and that's not doing the trick for you. So that's not the solution for you then. You watching game day tape is not the solution for you because it's not making a difference, in my opinion. Me looking at this call versus me looking at your 6 figure 6 week sales funnel calls back in the day, I'm seeing you have the same energy and stuff. You're the same kind of robotic kind of you've always kind of had that. You've always had that, even through the free to feed.
Yeah.
So I like what you're on. Here's maybe a tip for you. One thing we can do is you can, like you said, practice it. And what you can do is you can maybe tell me, like, Koshik, slide one, here's basically the psychology behind it. Because as long as you understand the psychology and you have an idea of what you should be saying, I think you're good. Like, I don't have a script, bro. I don't have a script. I don't say the exact same thing. Some things I say verbatim, but a lot of things I'm not saying. You're like saying my shit for verbatim. I'm noticing your shit is fucking verbatim. If you look at Cam, it's not fucking verbatim. He has some things that are verbatim, but like not all of it. You like fucking 90% of your shit is like a script. And I think if you just like if you can tell me like, hey Krishik, bro, slide one is supposed to be this, and I can say something like this, I can kind of let you know, like, yo, righteous, you got it right, bro. And then now you have the confidence and you're like, okay, I understand the psychology behind slide one. I have a gist of what I need to be saying, and then you can start saying it like you instead of a script.
I
I
see
feel
what
like
you're saying.
I feel like that would be really good for you.
I
I
think,
don't know. That's a theory.
yeah, I see where you're going. I think I like to use a script because it's like the words that you guys are saying. It's like because if I just have something where it's just the objectives that are like the points that I just need to make, then I feel like I'm gonna probably say less words. So I'm just trying to force myself to say more words using the script. Because I don't know. I think that if I don't have a script, I'll just kind of talk like I am now and just start rambling. And I don't know if that will.
The conversation you and I are having right now feels normal to me. Like the conversation you and I are having right now, the energy you're giving me feels normal. It feels like an actual conversation. When I see you with these guys, bro, you seem like a fucking robot, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I'd be feeling weird for sure. Like, I'd be like, bro, they probably be like, this dude is, I don't know.
So because like it's one thing for like it's one thing of like the energy and the way that you say it. It's another thing that you're not even capturing their body language and really interacting with them, and in a like the small little micro details, and both of those matter. Um, so I mean, I'm not saying have objectives.
Hello. Oh, he's still there. Okay, I didn't know if it froze.
No, that's my thinking face. I'm just thinking, trying to think.
No, no, we're good.
Um,
I think because that was my second time actually using the PowerPoint. No, like you said, it's always been like that. I always sound like I'm reading the script. But I haven't really had that many sales calls.
about when you sell cars.
I'm probably the same way. Sound like a well, no, because it's more natural. So it's like this, but it's like how we're having a conversation, but I don't
So
know. It's like
how did you get there? Can you do the same thing with this? Can you take the way you learned sales selling cars and apply that to this? Can you make it happen? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, that's why I said out there. I just need to practice it more because like I didn't really start getting good at cars until I start selling, right? And that came over time, right? It just once I started getting like some more reps, and it doesn't have to be a bunch. I think maybe another two sales calls, and I should be able to, not be like a robot. Because I this one that the one that you're watching now, I still, even though it's like not the greatest, like from the very first one that I had, it's night and day, in my opinion.
do you have that one?
Yes, yeah, it's on there too. I'm glad it's just me on this call. We probably throw me out the group. You see this one? We don't even teach this.
Which
I don't
one
know
is
where. I don't know where you got this one from. It would be J, 82 JB. Uh,
JB? This one?
yes, sales call. Yep, JB. This one was I felt bad. I'm not gonna lie. This will hurt my confidence a little bit, but I'm like, it's my fault for not, getting through the week 5 and just being prepared. You cannot freestyle this stuff. Go ahead and drive out to the estimates within that radius.
Of course.
Okay, awesome. And when it comes to running different offers, like, are you okay with like a 10 or 15% off booking?
Right, okay, yeah.
Okay. And we always like to act that way, you're aware of what kind of offer we're running. That way, when the leads do come in, if they bring it up, which most times you'd be surprised that, they don't even really mention it. But when they click in and, they book an estimate with you, if they do bring it up, you are aware of it. So that way, you're not caught off guard with any surprises, things like that.
Right.
My next question.
Yeah, it's like so you're running a script, bro, right? You're running a script, and when I look at him, it's like as I'm reading him, my read on him is like this dude not in a good mood. He's just fucking short. So it's like I can't just go off a script. I have to like fucking handle the emotions and what he's going through. It's like, um, so John, I'm gonna get through this as fast as I can, man. I want to, be respectful of your my time, and and my energy and my tone would reflect his. See, like my tone and my energy is like, oh, and then we're gonna do this, and see my voice is a little bit up with him. It'd be like, all right, John. So I'm gonna make this really quick. Can you drive out 25 minute radius? Yeah, cool. Are you are you open to running different kinds of offers like 10, 15% off? Yeah. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Um, and then you can handle 30 leads per month, I would assume. Yeah, okay. And see, it's a different energy. Can you sense that?
Yeah.
So it's
So
like
you would like match his tonality pretty much. Is that what you're saying?
what I'm saying is like what I'm saying is like if you're in a fucking badass mood and fucking Chucky, the fucking Mickey Mouse comes to you, that don't make no sense, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm in a bad mood. It's like if I'm in a really good mood, then if somebody comes to me dressed up as like Mickey Mouse, like like the actual like thing, I'm gonna interact with it, have fun with it, right? But like if I'm in a bad mood, I don't. Does that make sense? Like, you ever experience like you're in a bad mood and somebody else is like comes to you with like fucking all high energy and shit, and you're like, bro, chill out. You're like two levels of energy for me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about? You like
Yeah.
walk to the doctor's office, you walk in some office, and then you're like fucking not in the best mood, and then somebody like fucking chipper as fuck. You're like, bro, shut the fuck up. I just want to go about my day, get the drink, get the fuck out of here. So it's like I understand how he feels. I understand what he's going through, and so I'm gonna treat him accordingly. It's not like I'm not trying to match his energy. I'm trying to okay, I'm trying to fit his energy. So this is him, this is me. I know what I need to be to fit him.
I see what you're saying.
If I look at this dude, he's like he doesn't look like this. He looks like maybe like this. And so I need to fucking be this to fit him. So for him, somebody like him is like, yeah, Yvonne, yeah, bro. Yeah, man, it's gonna be this. And then no, I know it's like pretty exciting, right? So, anyways, man, I'll show you. I would not talk to this dude that way.
Mm.
So
Okay.
making
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, I thought I had to be like Cam with everybody.
You know, you gotta you gotta match what makes sense. Again, this is the part where it's like with you, it's like you're so focused on reading a script that you're not focused on like the human connection part of it. It's like, okay, what makes sense in this interaction? Like what actually makes sense to actually like build a connection with this person, right? Um, yeah. So yeah, you don't need to be like him.
Okay. Okay. No business partners or anything? No, but you gotta ask the question. Yeah, yeah. Always gotta ask. Sure. That's a logical question, but no. Okay. Awesome. Next question is regarding your marketing budget. You can business right now. Like, what's not as working well as you like? Getting in front of qualified lead. I got you. And so what is your ultimate goal? Because I know that you told me you're looking to get to of that 40 to 50K per month range. Like.
So again, I think I might go a little bit deeper. It's like, okay, not getting enough leads. So from there, I'd be like, okay, and you don't have to treat it like a script, like going through an order. It's like, okay, you're not getting leads. And I see his face. He's like, not getting enough leads. Right? He's doing that shit. I'm like, okay, not enough leads. Okay, I guess like how many leads are you getting right now? Like hit or miss, 3, 5, 7. Got it. Like, so what are you doing right now to get your leads? See how I'm like having a human interaction, bro? Like that's so crucial. It's like again, you're just kind of like running through stuff over and over again. I'm noticing you got to build a connection with people. You got to get the information, but you got to build a connection. I feel I don't know if I'm using the right words to explain, get my point across to you. Um, I think yeah. I guess one thing I'll say is like they talk about like games talking to a girl, and so you don't have a conversation with a girl where you're like, hey, question, they answer, next question, next question. No. For example, you say like, yo, what's your favorite color? And they say blue. It's like, okay, what's your favorite elephant animal? Elephant. You don't do that with a girl. You would say like, hey, what's your favorite color? She said blue. Blue. I don't fucking like blue. I'm allergic to people with blue. What kind of blue? It's like dark blue, light blue. If it's dark blue, we might be able to get along. It's dark blue. All right, I think I like you. All right, well let's see your next question. You like elephants? What kind of animals you like? You see that? It's like I'm going a little bit deeper. I'm having like a banter. I'm going back and forth, making like a normal conversation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So that's another kind of like piece of tip for you. Um, is try to like build that connection. Just build a regular conversation. Yes, get through everything, but do that as well.
Discount, right?
Okay, I'm gonna stop because I could probably I'll be here for like 3 hours with you if me and you kept going down this rabbit hole. But what are some like I guess like what are some kind of t key takeaways you have had and like what are you gonna work on, I guess?
Um, yeah, that's my shit. I'm definitely gonna practice more, like just to sell, like the sales call side of it, just so that I'm not fumbling over my words and sounding crazy and robotic. For sure. Let's see. And as far as like, I guess I maybe need to do something to like help me build more of a connection with them on the sales call, and it's not too scripty. So just try to have kind of like you said, just like some bullet points and stuff like that. It's like for each slide. That way I know I'm hitting each point and just, not going all over the place. Um, I'll stay on top of the what's his name? Javier. So I'll stay on top of him as well. Keep him in the pipeline. Make sure that, if we can, secure the close because he's got great energy and I'm for sure. I don't think there's going to be a what is it, a money objection. Like, I don't think money is going to be an issue with this guy. So just staying on top of him, and then just being a madman. Key takeaways, and just hitting these leads like never before. So
Yeah. Okay, good. That's it. Those are the main takeaways, bro, that I wanted you to get. So we're all on the same page. Um, anything else, bro, that you want to go over? Questions, comments, concerns?
no, no, I appreciate you for going deeper into the sales calls and fixing up the KPIs and everything for me as well. So
Sure.
I'll make sure I keep that up to date, and it's time to get on the madman phase. So
Bring the righteous the madman back. Bring him back for 2 weeks. And yeah, bring him back for 2 weeks.
we
And
can get it done.
let's get it closed, bro. Let's get it closed. So okay, bro. If that is everything, then I will wrap this up, bro, and we'll see you next week, okay?
All right, man. Talk
Sure.
to you soon. I'll let you know how me and Amon's conversation go too. I'll keep you up to date with us
Yeah.
so we should be talking pretty soon.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. So.
Yes, sir.